there. Just want to make sure I hear you guys through my headsets that I'm setting up. Can somebody say something?
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Hi, hello. Hi, everyone. Hi, Michael and Lily and Julie and Vera. Donis, welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Herman,
Good
Al,
afternoon.
Hello.
Dan, Mary, Susan, glad, nice to see you. Michael for a little bit. Hey, everyone.
For a minute, then I'm driving.
Yeah. So I'll explain what I just told Michael that I don't think I've explained yet in this class. So this is a good timing to say that while we wait for everyone else to show up, good morning, by the way, yay. But Michael mentioned that today he had to travel, that he wouldn't be able to join us. And so I just, and I said, sure, that's fine. But there's an explanation around that, which explains why he's here. And this is the following. These classes are free for you. When I interrupt, my brain of thought is because I'm letting people in and my brain goes to the list. So I just kind of get a bit lost here. So these classes are free, but they are, I'm going to turn the sounds off. Michael, can you mute yourself? I'm there, that way we don't have to hear car sounds. Thank you. Perfect. These classes are state supported and they're free, but there's a tit for tat. We need to have people in our class. We need to have people participant in our course. We can't have just people signed up to the course and not coming. That doesn't count. To get reimbursed for the class to run, we need to have active participation. So in the past, if you were busy, had to travel, had to go to the doctor, you just didn't come to class, you just missed the class, you couldn't catch up, you were not present. And that's how it was. But now you can catch up with the recordings. So as far as I'm concerned, it's as if you've been in the class. So as long as you sign in to the Zoom session at least once, maybe for 15 minutes, maybe for 2 hours instead of the whole time, or maybe for half an hour. But as long as you sign in and you show up, the recording, the reports for the course show that you showed up.
Absolutely, excellent.
Then
When
I'm
you
gonna-
This one? No,
Yeah.
take that one.
I'm muting everyone because somewhere in the background, someone else is talking. Michael's muted and I know who it is. So I'm muting everyone for a second. So anyway, basically, as long as you watch the recordings and you show up into my meeting, then I feel fine giving you I need to sign in from this computer, attendance, which helps the class stay running. And because you're gonna learn what I was gonna teach.
Do we email you when we watch the YouTube?
Oh, hold on. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm letting someone in that was being complicated. Continue. Okay. So you asked me, will I be emailed? No, I won't be emailed, but I go and I can see the views. I can go internally to see the views. So I don't get emailed, but I can see the views. Now, the whole point isn't to check on you because actually I can see the views, but I don't know who viewed it. Okay. So I won't be able to see whether Michael actually viewed the message. Now, in the rest of my classes, I have homework that, not homework, but whatever we do in class, they have to do. If we build something in Illustrator or Photoshop, they have to do it and send me a screenshot. And that's how I can tell that they viewed it, or if they were missing the class and they were able to do the work, that means they viewed it. In this class, we don't always have things that are obvious to show me. Sometimes we do, sometimes we not. It's more like operating the computer. So every now and then I'll ask you to do a screenshot and I'll teach you how to do a screenshot. And then you take me some screenshots like last week or when we were in the module for storage, where we were in there seeing what we had too much of and applications and getting rid of stuff. So I didn't at that moment add to make a screenshot, but that's the kind of thing I'm going to do. Have you just a screenshot? And if you just do 1 or 2 screenshots and you email them to me, then that shows me you have been participating. The issue at stake is that they're trying to figure out if we can keep doing these kind of classes in the fall. And some people love and adore being on Zoom, and some people are like, oh, come on, when is this going to be over? We have this very mixed batch of, okay, I'm going to mute. Let me see, there's some sounds. There you go. So they saying it's very hard to keep track of participation. So I have figured that this is a way I feel that I have participation. If you send me a screenshot of the work done on the day that you're not there, then I know you've watched the video. And if you send me a screenshot of the day you're here, I also know you're doing the work. See, the problem is that these classes are part of a certificate, and you might not care about the certificate. You might just want to learn, but we still are teaching a class that's inside a certificate. So I need to be able to justify if you're getting a pass or a no pass. There's no exams, there's nothing. It's just me in the lab walking behind your computers, seeing what you do and saying, yeah, this person is doing the work. That's a pass. And it doesn't need to be that you're doing it right or correctly or perfect, but that you're participating, you're getting from A to B. Some people are getting from A to M and some from A to Z, right? But you're moving forward, you're learning. That's participating. That's a class pass. Does that make sense? But
Okay.
on your screens like this, I can't see if you're doing anything or if you're watching TV on the side and just smiling every now and then at me. So the only way to be able to see if you're participating is when you ask questions, when you share your screen with me, or when you send me your screenshots. Does that make sense? It's kind of like me walking behind you and seeing that things are happening. That's a screenshot here and there. So, so if I forget to ask you to do a screenshot, and I'll teach you right now, the next thing I'll do is teach you how to do a screenshot. If I forget, then you guys can remind me or remind each other now and then. Someone can say, should we screenshot this? I'll go, yes. Okay. So anyway, that would be helpful. Just before we move on to something else, do a quick screenshot of whatever we were in. And so maybe 1 to 3 screenshots a class is good enough. Now, once again, a reminder to go to the chat and sign in. And once you've signed in, also, please give me, when it says to, right now it says to Diana Musacchio. Please say, change that, click on the word everyone, on the Diana Musacchio, and change it to everyone and send it to everyone so that we don't have, otherwise that next time you write it, keep sending just to me directly. Okay, a couple of you guys sent me your attendance, but it's to me, which in this case is fine. But when you want to ask a question, I want it to go to everyone so everyone knows what the question is. All right. Okay, so I'm not really sure why you're screen sharing, Jan. Was that a question or was it just kind of happened? I am going to stop your sharing. And Jan, you just shared your screen with us. Was there something you were trying to share or? All right. I know that you write back to me, so, or whenever you have sound. I don't think you have the sound set up on your computer. If you're speaking, Jan, expecting me to hear you, you do not have sound habilitated and like it's not set up for you. Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can we just take a photo and then email it to you?
What's that?
Can we take a photo
Oh.
and just email it to you?
Yeah, you're also welcome to pick up your camera and take a picture and then just email it from there. So yeah, because they don't need to be high quality, so you can just photograph the screen, which isn't usually will not turn into a good photo, but it'll be definitely good enough for me to see what's happening. And so let's launch into how to do a screenshot on a Mac, which is very simple. If you guys hold on. If you guys came from the world of PC, I'm trying to remember, one of you guys was a PC person in the past. Who was it? Debbie. Okay. From the world of PCs, it's hard to do screenshots. It's all these steps, but in the Mac, it's easy peasy. So I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to share my screen. And then meanwhile, if anyone has any questions about things we did last week or last class, consider asking once I'm done with the how to take a screenshot portion of the class. Okay, so here we go. You are seeing my window here is showing our Mac folder on Google Drive with the handouts and things like that. And on the background, you see Catalina. You see the island of Catalina and some things like that. I'm going to do a screenshot of the portion of the screen that I want to share, meaning I don't want to take a screenshot of the whole thing. Sometimes I do, but I guess I can show you how to do that too. But why not? I'll show you how to do screenshots of everything and of just a portion. So the quick one is of everything. So you go ahead and you're going to have to do 3 keys on your keyboard. Okay. So one finger, hold down the command key. And with the same hand, also hold down the shift key. Hold those 2 down with one hand. And then with your other finger, or if your one hand is nimble enough, then tap the 3 one time, number 3. Did you all hear a little camera noise?
Yes.
All right. So right now, if you have a very full desktop, it's confusing. But if you have a very non-full desktop, you have a screenshot right now on your screen. And if you can see your desktop and whatever list of things you have, the most bottom that just showed up or the most top, because what happens with stuff on your screen, it kind of pops in a row. It's like it begins here and it goes down. It's like in a row. Then when it reaches the bottom, it'll start going up like that, and then it'll go down and then it'll go up. So it starts kind of, so if you have a ton of stuff on your screen and your last screenshot will be way over here, right? But anyway, let me just show you this little icon right here that I just did. When I pick it up, there you go. It's a photograph of my screenshot. You see this thing that says screenshot? Now, I'll show you a better way to say the screenshots, but that's an example of a screenshot. Now, let's see if I take a screenshot of just a portion of my screen. I'm going to do again, Command and Shift. Okay. Only this time, try to with the same finger. So I do like thumb on Command, pinky on Shift, and then index finger. Okay, Command and Shift, and then index finger on the 4. And keep it there on the 4 held down, and that's three keys you're holding down. And then look what happened to your mouse. It turns, let me move it somewhere gray. It turns into a little target. You see that? So you need 2 hands for this. Okay. One hand is holding Command, Shift, and the number 4. The other one is moving your mouse, and I'm going to go ahead and drag it, and I'm going to go and choose a little section right there and let go. So I did a little screenshot, and here it is. This that you see here is the screenshot of that little bit. Does that make sense? It's a photograph of that little bit that I enclosed. So once again, Command, Shift, 4, and then I'm going to now enclose this little thing that says folders, class files, let go. And then at the very bottom right of your screen, you should see it appearing, and you can open it up, and there it is. This is the screenshot of just the class files folder. Does that make sense, you guys? Have you been able to do screenshots?
Can you remind me how to get a split screen? Are we supposed to see a split screen right now?
You're supposed to be seeing your, I don't know about a split screen. You're supposed to be having Zoom. In fact, guess what? I have some photos this time of what your screen technically should look like. So let me open that up and show you. I have a couple of photos here that say Zoom and half screen. So this is kind of how your screen should be looking if you were taking my Photoshop class. Half of your screen, okay, and this is a photo of it, so it's kind of half of your screen should have Zoom. See, this is all the people who are looking in, and the other half, in this case, is the people taking Photoshop are using Photoshop. So in your class, in your case, this case, half of your screen should be us talking, or me, you could have me maximize so that you're just seeing me and my screen. And the other half, you should be seeing just your computer. It should be empty. You should have nothing on the other half of your screen. Okay, so like this, you should have half of your screen here. You should be showing Zoom. And on this half, you should be having your own empty. So you basically need to grab this window, that's your Zoom window, and make it occupy half your screen. Okay, so if you're seeing me talking here on the left, the other half has to be whatever you're working on. Those are 3 little samples I have of what the screen should be like. So how do you get to that? You get to that by, when Zoom is open, you hit the escape key so that it disconnects from the edges. And then you just grab a window, whatever window you have, which will be the Zoom window. It won't be this one, but the one thing I can't share is my Zoom window. And you need to, it'll be big. Your Zoom window will be at the very edge. You need to put your mouse right at the very, very edge. When it gets a double-headed arrow, just bring it down so that it occupies half your screen. And you can move it from the sides like this, make it bigger. See how no matter what, I put my mouse on the corners until it fills half your screen. So here you watch me talk, and then you have half your screen to do your work. Does that make sense? I mean, I know you got to it last week, so let's work on it again. How can
I'm curious too.
What's that?
It's Donis, and I'm where that you start with for some reason.
I'm hearing just some sounds, but not your sentence. I hear something too, like the same thing is happening to you too, I'm assuming. And I see that you wrote
Yes.
down that Donis is also a PC person. Okay. Who's Dushine? Did you changed your name already, right? Who's Dushine? I can't. Oh, Lonnie. All right. Do you think you can change your name, please? Again, roster purposes, Dushine is not registered in my class, and in the reports it shows that she was in class, and I would have to then guess and convince the state controllers when they look at our sheets that that Dushine person is actually Lonnie, who is signed up to class. That's why legally you need to have your name here for the reports. Okay.
So how do I delete this screen? I'm sorry. How do I delete the screenshot?
Hold on. Before I teach you how to do a screenshot, I need to first make sure that Julie and Donis can move
sorry.
their screen halfway. So, so once again, your screen right now, if I share my screen, you can't see, unfortunately. I mean, can you? Are you seeing? No, the one thing that doesn't appear when you share are your Zoom windows, so it's very hard. But you should have half of a screen occupied by me so that you can see your own computer. So before we keep saying that again and again, which makes no sense after a while. I need you to share your screen with me, and then I can begin to guess at where you're at so that I can help you. So go to the big green share screen and then press the next screen, the next bottom right button, which is the share your screen. Okay, perfect. All right, so let me, for a second.
You're muted, Diana.
I'm sorry. So Julie, right now I am seeing your entire basic Yosemite screen,
Yes,
because when you share, the one thing that doesn't get shared is your Zoom. So you need to tell me what is being covered. Is everything completely hidden from you? Are all the mountains hidden from you, or are you seeing some part of this?
no, I see. You mean on my screen? I see my, all the mountains, and then all of my screenshots are listed on the right.
Okay, so with your mouse, point towards where you see the Zoom portion where I'm talking.
Well, let me see. Okay, you're in the upper right. of my
Okay,
screen, your picture, right?
my picture. All right. So the rest of it you see. So you're perfect. Because when you're seeing your screen, all you need to do is work on your computer. You can go to like do what we did yesterday. Go to your Apple, open up the About This Mac. You're working on it while you're seeing me do it. The only thing is that my picture is kind of tiny. Is that what you're saying? And to see what I'm doing, am I
Yes.
just that tiny little window?
Yeah, it's just your picture, not your, what you were doing with the screenshot demonstration. I just see your
Okay.
face, and as you're talking.
Okay, so when you see that little icon, that little face, can you expand it by clicking on any of the links that are in it? There's like on the right,
Yeah,
on the
now I
right,
made your,
top right of that.
yeah, I made your
Make that
face
window bigger.
1/4 of my screen.
Okay, so when I'm sharing, that 1/4, that piece will be bigger. Right now, I'm not sharing, so you're just seeing my face talking at you. But when it's my turn to share, that will show my screen. And you can even grab it and make it bigger. You can change the size of that, okay?
Right, okay,
Now, what happens when you share is different than what happens when I share. So when I share, the screen takes on a different configuration, but you need to go find whatever it is that you see of me and see if you can make it bigger. Okay?
mm-hmm,
There's a little icon on the top right of that little video that might help you expand it. Like that little tiny window of me has a couple of icons on top, right? Or underneath. I'm not sure in your case. That can also help you expand it. Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing. But by the way, since you're sharing your screen, you see up here where she has, oh, huh. One option might be to ask you guys to do a screenshot of your window. That would help. So see on her screen, she has things on the left, like 3 rows of things on the left. The ones nearest to the farthest left are her older screenshots. The middle ones are the in-betweens, and then the newest ones are the ones that are more towards the middle. Okay, so the way it works in on a Mac, things start getting stored from left to right. Sorry, from right to left, opposite of how we read or see. So that's why on the far side, they're older screenshots, and then down the last one that you see there. Can you put your mouse on the one that's, I'm probably in the way, my Zoom is probably in the way. That would be your nearest. Yeah, I'm probably covering all of those for you. So that's where you find your screenshots. I'm going to stop your sharing since right now we're done with, you can see me. Anyone else who cannot see, who needs help with their Zoom? I think Donna, oh, where did Donna go?
Donis.
Donis,
Can you hear
Donis,
me?
sorry. Yes. Yes, Donis. I could hear you and now I don't. You said, can you hear me? And I said, yes, but now I don't hear you. You had a question, Donis? Now you are muted. Now you're unmuted. Okay, what? There we go.
I just see your screen. Now it's
Hold on, I'm
your
stopping.
face, but
Julie.
half black.
My
It says my
face is
internet
half.
connection is stable.
Yeah, when you're seeing, when your internet connection is unstable, it's harder to share. I was about to ask you to share the screen. But what is the problem you're having? You said what happened? Describe your screen. I don't know what your problem is.
Right now, I just see you, just you.
Uh-huh. So my face fills your entire screen. You do not see anything
Correct.
underneath.
Correct.
All right.
I see the dock.
So, okay. So then make sure that at the top where it has an apple on the right, does it have the word zoom.us?
Yes.
Okay. So now hit your escape key, ESC, which is escape key.
Oh, on the
Keyboard. Hit your escape
Okay.
key.
Okay.
Top left key.
Yes.
Okay. So now technically the Zoom window now is not full screen anymore. And sometimes it just kind of jumps in a tad and you don't notice, but now it's grabbable. So now put your mouse to the far right of the window that's showing my face and see until you can, at the very edge of it, see your mouse have a double-headed arrow. And that point, click and drag it in to make me half the size. You need to
Yeah,
tell me what's
it
happening, like
doesn't-
narrate your life. Okay,
Yes, okay.
so-
So if I go over the edge, it doesn't change to a double-headed arrow.
okay. So when you hover over the edge, it back and forth, and you'll get that double-headed arrow. It's like the tip of your arrow has to be touching the edge.
Yeah, it did it before, but it doesn't do it now.
Okay, so keep trying because that's the only way. And if it's on the very, very edge, I know it's hard to see, but when you get to the very, very edge, if it's on the edge, you might only see one arrow pointing in because you're so at the edge, you don't see the other head. That's one arrow pointing in means it's turned into a double-headed arrow. Click and drag in at that point. Like when the edge is really at its max, you only get to see one side of the arrow.
Hmm.
Or go to the very top where it says Zoom meeting, a gray bar that says Zoom meeting, and click and drag
Yeah.
from there and move it to the left. And then you will be separating it from the edge. I'm sometimes guessing this
Oh, I
part, the
see.
part where I teach people how to make their Zoom smaller is the one time where I feel like I'm speaking into this vacuum because I can't see what you're doing. And I'm guessing at the place you're in. And it's the hardest part of this whole class. And it's even not even about a Mac, it's about the Zoom. But anyway, we'll get there. So you said I see, so what happened?
That made a difference.
Moving it over made a
Okay.
difference? Okay,
All
so
right.
now you're able to,
Yeah.
you got it now?
My email is open. Is that, I need to close that?
Yeah, everything has to be closed. By the way,
Okay.
guys, I did allow Donis into the class today, but she's missed 2 classes, but she told me yesterday. So I sent her the videos of the first 2 classes, but I assume you didn't have chance to see the first 2 classes. So I'll answer some questions, and then others I'll go, you got to watch the videos because you missed many hours of class. Okay. So
I did
you
4
have
hours
to
worth of
catch.
class today.
I know there's a lot to watch, 2 hours. So, so I don't expect you to know everything, but when you guys watch the videos that you missed a class, and this goes to everyone, the idea is not to sit back and just watch them, but to do the work, right? So that then you have the knowledge of the next day. All right. So this is just as this first example. It's only been 1 week and the first time that someone has to catch up because she wasn't here at all. So if you guys now and then take off and don't come like Michael today, I'm expecting him to do the work of today when he watches today's videos and so on. All right. So yes.
Okay, I've just done it. I've just done it. Now I'm
Cool.
up with you.
Wonderful. Every application that is running has to be closed before you start this class so that your screen is empty. You know how when the last screen that got shared, it was empty. She just had the screen. That's how it needs to be so that you can focus on the class. All right. Yeah. So Debbie, Lonnie, you've had your hand up for a while. I can't hear you. I still can't hear.
I
All
couldn't,
right. And then I
my,
know that some of you want me to repeat about screenshots, but let's wait
Yeah.
for the questions. Yes.
I couldn't find my screen for a long time and then it just popped up. I don't know what it did. And last time I quit my email, I couldn't, it took me forever to get it back and I don't even know how I got it back after the class. So that was a problem.
So you didn't know, you closed the email and you didn't know how to open it again
Yeah,
after, like
Yeah.
you're talking about last week?
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so that would be a good point. Where do you normally see your email from? Like, what do you use? Do you use the mail app? What do you do? Do you open a browser? What do you do to see your email?
I usually just click on the icon on my toolbar
Okay, great. So was the icon on your toolbar gone?
It was there, but it wouldn't open.
Okay, that I do not know. If the icon is there, sometimes you might have gotten rid of the icon and I thought that was what happening. But
No,
if the icon is there and you click on it and it won't open, that is more of a system issue. Either you're clicking and holding a bit too long instead of a simple click, because then you're kind of making, getting this little options thing, or it's a system failure and you restart your computer. How did it come up again? What did you do differently?
I don't know. Victoria and I played around with the computer for a long time. We finally got it back, but I don't know how, because it was like we
Okay.
tried everything in the book. So
Okay, so the only other thing in the book that you could try is to open a Finder window and open it from the applications. So we're gonna talk about that. But right now, I'm gonna share my screen. Ooh, sound, music. Someone's got loud music on. Right now, I'm gonna share my screen again so that I can keep working with this conversation as to how to open things that are closed, because I am responsible, having told you to close all the open applications, right? For the class. So then Lonnie's like, yeah, but then I couldn't find my mail, which means that someone else might have not been able to find something else that they were supposedly running after I told them to quit everything, right? So I'm gonna deal with that right now. But I'm gonna wait until Lonnie can pay attention because I think she has a phone call. So when she's done, I'll explain that. Meanwhile, Susan had asked how to do screenshots again. So I'm going to show you one more time how to do a screenshot. So say that I want to do a screenshot of just this rock that's here in, okay? So if I just want to take a photograph, a little screenshot of this rock, I don't want to take a picture of everything. I'm going to hold down the command, the shift, and the number 4, and my mouse turns into, I've got the red spotlight, it turns into a little target, and then I can just kind of click and drag around that rock and let go. And I see it appear down here briefly. If I don't pay attention to it, it just goes away. I don't know, 5 seconds later. It takes a couple of seconds for it to there you go. I don't know how much was that, 10 seconds? It disappeared. Did you see how down here at the rock, I had the little rock picture and then it disappeared? You're able to see that? And then it shows up stashed in order of da 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 da, and now there it is. So now here's my screenshot. Now, Yolanda asked, can I see what's in my screenshots? Is there any way to identify the screenshots so I don't have to find out what shot, especially short of time to take notes? So I want to take a screenshot to review later. See her question down there? It's a great point. I want us to take a few more screenshots so that then we can go and do that, because you can have a bazillion of files all named screenshots. Look, I have screenshot, 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 screenshot. I don't know what's in them. There are a bunch of screenshots. So to practice this, I need you guys to do some more screenshots. So now go and do another shift command 4. And I'm going to take a screenshot of this area of my screen. So now I have another screenshot. See, once again, it appears for a little bit down here. See that? And then it disappears and it just plops itself onto your desktop. That's what screenshots do. I'm going to now take a little photograph of my meadow and the mountain. There we go. And there it shows up. So now the question is this working for you? Does anyone have, there's other ways to do screenshots, by the way. And there's a newer way too that also does video recordings, but I have found that that one's really dangerous. I did that once and that recording I thought was done and it kept running and it basically, I guess it went overnight, and when my computer was dead, it couldn't work because I left a little video recording running all night long and it filled my hard drive and it was a disaster. So unless you really want to do a video recording, I'm not going to show you that one. Okay, did anyone take a lot of screenshots? Give me yeses, everyone. Go down and say yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
A hand is if you have a question. A yes is
no.
the green button is that you did answer. Okay, so Lonnie has a hand, so that's a question.
Yeah, when I did my screenshot, it came up on my screen that they couldn't copy the link because my Dropbox was full.
Okay, but a screenshot has nothing to do with Dropbox. So can you share your screen and let's see you do a screenshot and let's see what that is all about. Unless you have some kind of thing where,
You cannot start screen share while
oh,
other.
oh,
people
oh,
are in the
yeah,
screen.
yeah, yeah, sorry. I forgot that I was sharing my screen. Go ahead and start your screen share. Okay, so go ahead and do a screenshot of the tip of, yeah, anything. I don't care what. So hold
heard-
down the
I heard it.
control.
I heard it click. But
All right,
then I get that window that says can't copy link because your Dropbox is full.
okay. I didn't see you do did you do a Command Shift 3 or 4? Because I didn't see you do a 4 where you dragged an
I-
area. So you must have done a 3.
I did 3 and I heard it click.
Okay, so then this thing that's down here at the bottom must be it. But since I need to see you doing it, go ahead and do the Shift Command 4, which is much more useful. Shift Command 4. And then your mouse, I should see it turning into, it should turn into the shape of a target. So hold down the Shift and the Command and the 4. And the rear mouse should stop being a mouse. It should turn into a little bullseye. That's when I'll know that you're doing it. The mouse is moving, which it shouldn't. Your hand shouldn't be on the mouse yet. Just look at your keyboard and hold down Command, Shift, and 4. And then your mouse will turn into a little bullseye. There we go. I see the bullseye. Now grab your mouse. Yep. And go and click and drag over an area that you want. Yeah. Perfect. Good. There's your little screenshot. Okay. Now, when you wait for a few seconds, it disappears and boom, it put itself right there, third in line. Do you see how that little piece of rock shows up on your desktop now? Can you see it?
I can't see my desktop.
Okay. So whatever's here in front of your desktop, can you move it out of the way? What is it? Is it the Zoom stuff? Move me to the other side of your screen.
How come I don't see you?
This one with the mountain isn't your screen, is it?
It's
This
mine.
is yours.
That's what I
No,
see.
no, no. No, what do you mean? I'm viewing Julie's screen.
Yeah, it's not
And I've
mine.
lost you.
But Julie, why am I viewing you? I was talking to Lonnie. I never noticed at the top that it was not Lonnie. So whatever was happening, that's why she didn't know what I was talking about when I was saying, oh, now you got it. Okay, Julie, now you got a screenshot. So yay, now you know how to do screenshots. Do you see them there? Now, does that make sense?
Yeah, but
Julie, you
should I
shared your
stop
screen.
share? Should I stop share?
I'll stop your share. I just want to know since you were there. Okay, so Lonnie and only Lonnie, can you please share your screen now? I was talking to Lonnie, having her do something, but it was your screen and that was, she was probably like, what are you talking about? I can't hear you, Lonnie. You should probably turn yourself on in sound when you're dealing with me instead of having to press the spacebar all the time. Then the spacebar is good for just a quick answer, but to actually, when I'm dealing with you, leave it on all the time.
I got you. I just couldn't. Okay, so I see my screen, but I don't have the green share your screen thing on the bottom of my screen.
If you hover over the Zoom stuff, all the tools don't pop up. Hover with your mouse over the Zoom windows,
Yeah,
and that's when the tools
I
kind of
only-
come live.
I only have mute, stop video, reactions. Wait,
And then you have 3 more dots.
Yeah, I'll
And click
click
on those
that.
3 dots.
There we
And
go.
that should have,
Okay.
because when your window's really tiny, you guys, then it all goes under more. Okay,
Okay,
Once you hit the big green one, then you have one more step, which is to the bottom right, the blue share with the white letters. Like sky blue button.
okay. Well, so now I just have a little screen shot on my pay, in front of me.
Hold on. You first need to wait, you first need to share your screen. I'm not seeing your screen. So it's 2 steps to share your screen. You have to share share your screen button, and then once more, you have to do the
I
blue
went-
button with
I
white
went-
letters that says share.
I went over to the 3 dots with more. When I clicked on it, it came up with words for share screen. So I clicked on that. I still
Mhm.
don't have a green thing that says share screen.
But what do you see? Well, after you clicked on the words that say share screen, are you now seeing a white window with lots of little windows?
Well, when I click on share screen, I have a big white screen with
Exactly. Perfect.
my
Yeah, perfect.
screen- My screenshot is very small.
Stop. In that window, bottom right of that window, there's a little blue button that says share. That's the second step. You got to share again.
I don't know where the blue dot is.
No, it's not a blue dot. Sorry, it's a button. It's a light blue word that says share.
It's a
In the window
rectangle.
that you just, it's a rectangular that says on the bottom right of the window you just described, there's a window, there's a button that says share. It's the second share. You need to share two share buttons. That one's the second one. The one that you said you're showing your thumbnails really small, that's a white background window with thumbnails or small images.
Oh,
On the bottom
okay.
right of that one, you have a
I
word
just
share.
couldn't see it. It wasn't showing up.
Okay,
now
there it
I-
is.
now
Cool.
I
Now
have
you're
it.
sharing.
Okay, now it's
All
saying
right.
to share your computer audio, please install the Zoom audio device.
Okay, so hold on. The first time you share, take some steps. And I always tell you the first share, you guys, takes a few steps. After that, it's easy. So go ahead and say, okay, tell me what it gives you. Okay, what options does it give you? Okay, what it give you? Or say no, because you don't need to share device, audio. I mean, what?
Well, it wants me to enter a password.
Yes, that's your computer's password. It's trying to make sure that it's you and not like,
Okay,
some bizarre person trying. So you need to say yes to give you permission, the computer permission. It's securities.
yeah, I put in my password, and hit okay, but
Okay, so now it's taking you to the security area.
no, it's not letting me go.
Please tell me what it's saying.
It's just a window that says to restart your audios, such as media player, blah, blah, after,
Say
after-
okay.
yeah, I
Say
did.
okay.
but It just doesn't do anything.
Okay, what is it showing now? You have to click, there's a place, it's a security window, and you need to go check right next to when you need to see the Zoom window and activate a check mark, but you need to explain it to me and I'll tell you where that check mark is. You need to keep describing to me what you see so that I can keep helping you. It's 3 steps until you finally share your screen, 3 or 4 steps the first time to disconnect the securities, but by not saying what's happening, I can't help you. And she's frozen. Okay. Yeah, she froze out and it dropped. Okay. She was obviously having issues with her computer. Hopefully she'll pop in again and then I can help her. All right. So guys, don't fear the first share. The first time you share, if you just I've taken, I don't know, like 250 students by now down this thing to their first share. If you just like, instead of looking and not knowing what to do, you tell me, now I see this, now I see this, now I see these, I can tell you exactly click, 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 and boom, we're there. Okay. Because yes, questions pop up, security is like all crazy. What do you mean share your screen? It's dangerous to share your screen. And we're like, yes, it's okay. Click here, click here. And you'll never be able to share your screen. No one can share your screen if you don't give it permission. So it's not like anyone else by saying that will open up your screen. It's just you, the one who activates the screen share. All right. So right now, thank you guys. The first day and a half, we all have to be a little bit patient. So be gracious to all the people who are figuring things out at the beginning. Okay. Because next time it could be you. And there she comes in again. So now let's let me work with the question that Yolanda had, is how do you see all the screen shares? How do you know what's in them to name them? First of all, Susan, did you get to practice how to do screenshots? Did it work this time? You had asked me.
Yes, and I also learned how to delete it. I put it in the trash.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Now, Lonnie.
Yeah, I'm back.
All
I'm
right.
back.
So what happened there?
It just wouldn't accept my password, and you said I should put the password for my computer, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Well,
So,
that-
okay, so let's give it one more try, but this time tell me exactly what's happening, because you shouldn't, there's a click on the bottom left that asks you to, that you must have clicked on, that is to put
now-
audio on.
now, now the green share screen is on the bottom of my screen. It wasn't there before.
Okay, cool.
So
Go ahead and click on that.
I clicked on that.
And now go to the little white share screen on the right side.
Yeah, I have
Sorry,
to.
blue now. Mhm.
Yeah, I have to move it over because I can't see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, when you have a smaller screen,
There
or
we go.
when Zoom is reduced, there we
Okay.
go. Perfect. So, yay. Okay, so this launch meeting you can close up. We don't need it. Nor the second one from the second attempt to join us. So these you can get rid of. Perfect. This is my email that you don't need anymore. You can get rid of that one too. Okay, this is your window. Yeah. Okay, so nice. All right, so here's the thing. On the bottom left, everyone, her issue had been that when she tried to get her mail and I told her to close all the active programs, she couldn't. And so right now she has, everyone look at the bottom of her screen on her dock, and she has a little dot on her mail program. She has a little dot on Google Chrome, and then a little black dot on her Zoom.
Find
Those are the three
Finder.
things she has open. Okay. Now, and then the Finder. The Finder is always running, and the other three are only running. So for this class, you will always have Finder and Zoom running. Mail is open, and if you quit it, technically, all you need to do is click on it again for it to open. For some reason, she was running into issues. I don't know. Do you dare give it a try?
I'm scared to, but
Well, I'm here to help you. So go to that little icon, right click and quit. Okay, good. So see how there's no more dot anymore?
yeah.
That means it turned off. I'm telling everyone else, I don't know. See how there's no dot there? Okay, so now click on it again. Oh, you're doing a big click, but that's okay. You can just do a simple little click and it jumps. But there you go. Mail opened up again.
I think
Okay.
was I supposed to do right
And then
click
just go back
because
to quit.
I'm not used to that. I never did right
No,
click until I started
no,
taking these classes.
yeah, so go ahead and quit now again. Quit again. And everyone else, if you want to practice opening something and closing it like she's doing so that you're not wasting time, go to an icon and click on it. It'll open up. But the thing is, when you said, do we need to right click? No, you actually right click for that mail in order to open it, but you
No,
didn't. No, that's not.
Not originally.
Okay, so you don't have to. That's why I'm saying you don't. Go to that icon again and don't right. You surprised me that you right click. You don't need to.
I did.
You
I
can
did
just
it the first
single
time.
click. No, okay, stop. Is that's either a really hard click because there's pressure, or it's a right click. Okay, move away, the kind of click somewhere in the background. Click somewhere in the background and go back to it. And now do a light click, just a single light click, just a tap. There you go. That's all you need to do and it opened up. Okay,
Okay.
but when you do a hard click, the pad pressures are sensitive, you guys. So I want you all to experience what we're going through. So go ahead and quit again. Now you do need to do a right click in order to quit.
Oh. Ah,
Okay,
oops.
and see, there you go. When you do a heavy click, then it says open, which is just as good, but you also can just do a light click. So you guys practice that. Go to your mouse to any of these little applications and do a heavy click. And then you'll see that it gives you the option to open like that out of a window, or a simple light click and it just opens up, right? Now, if you've never used the application because you don't have it set up, it'll say, oh, welcome to the application, then go ahead and get rid of it. I don't know what you're clicking on, but if you're clicking on something that you normally use, the light click or the heavy click are, they do different things, okay? Because these pads are very pressure sensitive now, both on a Magic Mouse or on the laptop's pad. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
All right, so now you can also quit Chrome and open it again when you're ready. So you have Chrome there and go ahead and give it a little quit. Oh,
Oops.
no, don't drag it. Right click.
Oops.
That one you do need to right click.
Oh,
That one,
okay.
yeah, right click and then quit. You do need to right click for quitting. All right, so now she's taking care of her stuff. All right, so screenshot. I want you to do a screenshot. So you have a lot of stuff on your screen. By the way, stop for a minute. Boys, girls, people in this classroom, let me tell you that the goal of this class, the next 3 classes, is that your screen should not look like this. There's nothing wrong. I mean, come on, look at that adorable little puppy. But he soon will not be visible. Soon we will see nothing but folders over this cute little puppy, no matter how much you drag them around. And now, besides the joke, everyone here knows I am here to see the way you have your computer so I can help you. Okay, so this isn't making anyone wrong. If everyone's share your screen, most of you guys, unless you've taken a lot of my classes before, you probably have a lot of folders on your desktop. And having these folders on your desktop is slowing down your computer. It's mucking up the system. Okay, it really is. It's like, I try to give the example. You walk in from your shopping at Costco where you bought everything from a garden chair to a few pounds of rice to some flip-flops to maybe you also purchased a computer, and you drop everything by your door at the entrance. And every time you open the door, you have to climb all over the junk to get in. It's a problem, right? It creates a hassle, and this is beyond a hassle. It is also a functional hassle. That is what I mean by trying to open your door and climbing over a man. Next time you go to, Vaughn's and you bring in your shopping and you just sit right there all by the door. That's what the desktop is if you put things on the desktop, okay? So we're going to hopefully get to the place where you're going to clean up your desktop. All these things, if you want them to be like this so they're easy to find, you will turn these into aliases or shortcuts as they see them in the world. And you can have it looking just as exactly the same look, but instead you will have a little arrow underneath these folders and they will be aliases so that when you double click, it opens up, it'll function just as well, but your computer will not be messed up. Or you can have a clean computer with all of this stuff is put in the documents folder. And from the documents folder, you can then happily access all this stuff. It's only one step away. But if you want it straight on your desktop, I find personally that it's the least accessible, because when you have programs open, Windows is open, computers are, Zoom is open, you don't see these anyway. They get covered up. So you can't access them anyway. So I don't really understand why seeing them when you open up makes a difference, because they're hidden by any program that you open. Versus they're always available under a Finder window. And the reason I'm explaining this again and again and again, and thank you so much for allowing me to do this with your cutesy little pup staring at me and making me feel all kinds of warm and fuzzy feelings, because what I'm saying isn't so warm and fuzzy, and you're all like, no, I like my stuff on my screen. So this is a good combination of good news with bad news. I want you guys to have your computers work for many years, and part of that will be to put the things in that are in the desktop in the right place. And I'll be teaching you today, this week, next week. Mac OS level 1 is dedicated 100% to getting all of this fixed. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. But if she takes a screenshot right now, we need to see where it pops up. And that's what we were doing. We were doing screenshots, and they're not here. I don't see any screenshots here. So Lonnie, can you please do a screenshot? Hold down your shift, your
4.
command, and your number 4 in one hand. And where's your mouse? I don't, there's your mouse. Okay, hold down shift, command, and 4 all at once with one hand, and your mouse should turn into a little target. There we go. Now it's a target. And now you made a little teensy screenshot, which
I
you see
saw it.
appeared right there.
Yeah,
Oh, did you do a command Z to disappear?
I didn't, I just,
Okay, it was a teensy one. Try again. Do shift command 4 and see how your mouse is not. Yeah, now click and drag and make a box. Click and drag and make a bigger box to the right now. Yeah, and now you're photographing a little bit of your, cool, let go of your mouse. Cool, you made a screenshot. See, it's sitting there
yeah.
of that little, why did it disappear?
Oh, I lifted my hand up. I didn't know I was,
No, it should, no, you're supposed to. I'm trying to see why it's disappearing. Click and drag. And there you go. And it should stay there now. Perfect. There it is.
now
Screenshot.
I can go.
But wait, why does it disappear? I'm
I
going
don't
crazy.
know. I'm still holding the
Still holding what?
the
The 4
command
keys.
4.
Do it one more time. Do the thing. Click, drag, make a screenshot, and then the moment the screenshot, you hear the camera sound, let go of everything. Click and drag. Make a little box of your flowers. Camera. Okay, let go of your mouse, of your hands, everything, your keyboard.
Yeah, and it went away, didn't it?
Yeah, it's possible that someone say, like in your case, that the desktops are so you can change preferences and screenshots can be saved somewhere else. And I'm wondering if they're being saved somewhere else, like in your desktop, in your documents folder or something like that. So no, it wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be here. So close that window that you just opened, system preference. Yeah, and open your Finder and go down, because now I'm teaching you how to do screenshots. I need to figure out where hers go. Go to the Finder button. Yeah, and now click on on Documents. Go click on Documents and scroll down to the S. No, I don't see screenshot there. Okay, go up to the search and click on the top right of this window. Close this window. Close this window. No, close the window. No, close this whole window.
How do I do that?
And the little red, it's just a window, so the red dot is perfect. Red is windows are good. And go to the far right where it says Lonnie Hendrick and there's a Zoom icon. Guys, by the way, I keep forgetting to say, this isn't me helping Lonnie and the rest of you are doing nothing. Every single thing we're doing right now, you should be trying as well. Like when she opened and closed programs, right clicked and closed clicked and that kind of stuff. And now everyone go to your top right of your screen. Some of you it says your name, some of you it doesn't, but you'll see like the third icon from the left from the right, you'll see the search, which is the spotlight. You can search your entire computer. Click on that spotlight, which is that little search icon, and write the word screenshot. And let's see if it shows us where your screenshots went. Screenshot. don't put the S, just screenshot.
Okay.
Because the file doesn't get named screenshots. It's okay.
Yeah.
So see down there, today is May 25th, okay? Look down, scroll down, and you see how it says screenshot 2021, May 25th at 2:28? Those are them. Click on one, single click on one, and let's see if it tells us where they're going. So in order to find out where they're going, you can, I believe, you can right click. Hold on. I have my screenshots shown, set up. So I want everyone to do this. Everyone click on right screenshot so that it shows up your screenshots and you click on them, okay? And I have it set up that it tells me, there's a way to know there was.
Mine says PNG. I don't know what that means.
That, yeah, I'll tell you in a minute what that
Oh.
means, but I'm looking to figure out where that's, there's a way, it used to be that this thing told you where it was. And I'm trying to remember for us to tell. So they are all PNGs at the end. It's the format. Okay, I don't know how to find out, there's a way, and I don't know how to find out right now where it is, but what you can do is double click on it so it opens, and that's how we'll find out where it is. Double click on it.
On the picture?
Yes. So now it opened. Okay, good. That's the picture she took. Okay. And so now to find out where it was, where are your screenshots going?
Well, on mine.
So they're there.
On mine, it has screenshot and then the date, and then it says at 2:08.54 PM.
Yeah, that's all it says. That's all the name of it. But in her case, they're not sitting on her desktop. I'm trying to figure out why. And normally you can right click on a name and it'll tell you where it's at, but now it's not.
On my computer,
Before.
if you,
I know how to, hold on. Shh. Sorry, I need to focus on this. 1 second, you guys. Okay, go to the word screenshot, which is the name of the screenshot up there at the top. Go up to the top.
All
I
of us?
see your mouse way down there. Follow all the way up to the top. Oh, yeah, there. Move a little bit to that little arrow that's right where it says PNG. See it there, PNG? Yeah. There's a teensy little arrow to the right of the word PNG. Click on that.
Yeah.
1 more inch, PNG, and then you see the PNG? Yeah,
No.
that little tiny, you're pointing at the G of the PNG. You were pointing at it there. What are you reading under your mouse? I am seeing
New share.
what?
Mine says new
Oh,
share has an arrow.
oh, you've got the zoom tool on it. Okay, move this window out of the way. Grab this window, go to the left where you see some of this green, you have the zoom tool in front. Yeah, click and drag when you see a bit of the screen, like,
Where do you want me? I don't get it.
I need you, okay, you are hiding, the zoom tools of New Share are hiding what I need you to get to. So the window that's underneath, which is your screenshot, I need you to click and drag it down from the gray part of the screen. So go up maybe further left. Yes, there, click and drag it down. There you go. Are you seeing it now?
Yeah.
Keep going.
So what am I looking?
Okay. All right. So now where it says screenshot 2021 0525 at 2:05 PM PNG, you see that now? Or is it
Yeah.
still under your screen?
Yeah,
At the
yes.
very top. Okay, so there's this tiny little arrow. Go to the name that I'm asking you about. Go to that name, yeah, and click on that little arrow. Okay, so you have it in a folder called screenshots. And you have it set up already so that it goes into a folder called screenshots. That's where it is. Now go click on that where for a second, where it says screenshots.
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
Click on that.
And it's in your Dropbox. That's why.
See, that's why I keep
Wow.
getting that message that says you can't copy the link because your Dropbox is full.
Okay, so somehow, someday, some person, I have no idea, someone grabbed your computer and redirected your screenshots to be saved into a folder called screenshots in your Dropbox, which is outside of your computer. Okay, I do not know. Dropbox is a complicated creature, and yeah. So now that was the problem. Okay.
Change it.
Now, and it's important because I needed to now know. So go ahead and change that. Instead of putting it there, go down to all the way down, 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 down until you find the word desktop, which is 2 up now, 3 up, 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 up. So up there, put it on the desktop.
Says iCloud, desktop iCloud. Is
Yes,
that-
it's okay. Yes, I'll explain that. Click on desktop. Okay, and you're done. Remove it from Dropbox. Yes, move out of Dropbox. Don't even ask me, you guys. I'm going to explain to you, but this is like one. See, normally all the problems are the whole class. This is problem of where it was is only hers. Okay, so because I'm hoping none of you ever else did this. Okay, close the screenshot now. You're done. Go to the you're done. Click out of that window. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, you stopped your share.
Oh, I thought you were done.
No, I want you to close that window so that you could see that the screenshot was now on your desktop, but you see it now, right? I mean, close that window now that you moved it to the desktop. I wanted to continue to hit, I'm done. I can't teach you more about how to get things out of the screenshot, but I will help you during break, Lonnie, because you need to fix that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, not now. Now that's Julie sharing again. So I'm going to stop your screen. I don't want people sharing their screens on this. I request, or I know they're going to do that. So
Oh,
Julie,
okay.
you just shared your screen. Okay. All
Okay.
right. So, I'm looking at the messages. No one seems to have a new question. With what you just saw me do was trace something. When you can't find something, I mean, her screenshot would show up for a second on her desktop and disappear. So we didn't know where it was. So I searched for it and was able to find where it was. So that is a goal that after you're done with all these classes, you'll be able to do this yourself. Okay. But for now, who else does not have their screenshots on? By the way, any other screenshot you have, Lenny, will keep going into that weird screenshots folder. It will not, this is just the one that we moved back, but you're basically your screenshots are happening. You just have them going to a weird place. Everyone else, did you see your screenshots on your desktop? This is a question. It said, give me a yes if you saw your screenshots on your desktop, which is the default. Unless someone changes it, that's the default. And it, okay, so then the question is, did someone not find them? Did someone was not able to make them happen? I need everyone to answer. So if you're here with your one and only computer, that's fine. You don't need to answer on both, but I need everyone to tell me a yes or a no, because I want to move on. Okay, so then when you have a screenshot on your desktop, right? Because that's where it'll be. It's very easy to suddenly do tons of screenshots and cover your desktop with screenshots, right? I mean, Yolanda knows because she asked me the question, how do you know what they are and where they go? And so if you guys did, as I asked you, a bunch of screenshots, then you should at this point have at least 10 screenshots. Keep making them until you feel comfortable with them. All right, so you should have at least 10 little things suddenly on your desktop. So now I'm going to share my screen and tell you how we handle those little icons sitting on your desktop. Okay, so are you seeing my screen now?
Yes.
All right, so I have all of these say screenshot, screenshot, screenshot. Okay, I'm going to get myself a little spotlight. There we go, so you see my mouse. And if I want to see what's on them, just select, don't double click or anything, just a single click, select, and now hit your space bar and it opens up. And the preview opens up over here, so and it shows me what's in there. Hit the space bar again and it goes away. I'll click on this one. Oh, that's what's in there. I'll click on this one. See, these are the screenshots I just took of the little meadow and the mountain. Hit this of the tip of the rocks and of the other rock. And then earlier I took this one of the classes to download. Is that working for you guys? It's pretty cool. Well, it works on every file, not just on screenshots. Now down here is where these are all the screenshots I did today, trying to practice. They're photos of different parts of our screen, right? This is it. This is the full screen. Is that working? Can everyone make that one work? I'm
No.
going to click on you guys. I'm going to clear all your feedback so that this is new feedback. So if anyone does not know what I'm talking about and cannot make it work,
I
give me a no. Okay, Herman. All right. So did you end up having screenshots on your desktop?
Yes.
Okay, good. So click on one just to select it and then go to your keyboard spacebar and hit the tab, hit the spacebar one time
Okay.
and it should open up. Is that working?
Yes, it did.
Cool. And then hit the spacebar again for it to go down.
Went back. Thank you.
Cool. So then the question that Yolanda had was, well, what do I know what's in these guys? Guess what? This works for much more than just screenshots. It works for a lot of your stuff. But if all the rest that you have is folders or whatever, and you click on, say, a folder or a box, it just shows you a big picture of that or a big picture of the folder. So you need to be at the actual file for that to work. But this, hit the tab and see what's in there. It works for everything. I'm going to show you really quickly. We'll get there. But here I have appointment confirmation. I'm just opening up. Okay, so these are all just different things that I screenshot in the past, and this is what it's showing me. Okay, so you can find anything on your downloads. Here I have these things. So any file that I find will show me view tab, status bar. Okay, so these are all the files that I have now. When I hit a folder and I do spacebar, it just shows me the folder. See? So we'll get into how you get to this place later, but I have some spam samples that I have to show you, and I screenshot them to show them to you. These are all little spams that I wanted to show to you, so I just screenshot them and then I put them in here. But notice that these already have a name. They say sample of spam, right? When I took it, it was a screenshot, but now it's called view tab status bar, and it's a screenshot to show you what to do, right? So how do you do that? You take the screenshot, you discover what it is, and you rename it. So now grab a screenshot, make sure of what it is. This is the screenshot of the meadow, test meadow. So everyone choose one, make it big and small so you know what it is. And now we're going to go to that name that says screenshot by time and date. Click one time on that name and it'll turn into a highlighted piece that if you don't click in there, don't do anything, just start writing, just leave that there. Once it's highlighted like that, now just start writing meadow or whatever. So I'm going to write meadow and see how my word meadow replaced the word screenshot. And then I click away or hit return. And now that has been renamed into the word meadow. I have renamed that file. I'm going to try with this one, which is the, ocean coast. I'm going to click one time on the word screenshot and then call it coast of Catalina. Coast of Catalina. And I made a mistake there. I said or instead of, so I click the name one more time. Okay, just click on it one more time. And then yes, I click inside of it and I type and I go backwards and I do of and I fix it. Maybe I want to get uppercase the word coast. Click away again. Now I hit the space bar and this says a rock. So I'm gonna click the word screenshot and say rock and ocean, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so questions, successes, failures, this is the time to speak up.
I can't,
Lonnie, you can't see anything when I'm sharing. That's when you need to hit the escape key and drag your Zoom windows to half. When I share my screen, it
Yeah.
takes over all over again. So, but once you do it once, then next time I share, it's already set in that space where it only occupies half the space. So you need to drag it halfway. Okay, so Leslie, yours wouldn't work until you opened with preview. Well, if you open with preview, it's harder to change the name. So it's a whole nother issue. So Leslie, do you wanna, when I say do you wanna, it's not do you wanna as much as can you please share your screen so I can help you? Oh, Leslie seems to not be in the class.
Diana, this is Vera. Are-
Yeah.
Are the screenshots supposed to
Oh,
also
you're
land in downloads?
They could land in downloads if you redirected them to downloads, yeah.
Okay,
They, by
before
not
class-
redirecting them, the default setting is the desktop.
Okay, it went to my desktop because I watched your videos before class and I cleared my downloads because I was so ashamed of them. So there's nothing in there.
Okay.
Okay, then,
but
so they
if
didn't
you went
land
to
in there.
downloads, then this would be.
Okay,
Okay,
they're on my
So
desktop.
Leslie, you can't share your screen when I'm sharing. If you're gonna share, you need to, I don't see your, I don't see you on the screen. There you go. I'm seeing that. Leslie, everyone, look at your names. I'm gonna have to ask you to put your last names, okay? So I can do it for you, but you need to remind me. Leslie, what's your last name? Leslie?
It's
Oh, she
on
put it in
there.
Okay, great. Got it. So I need to see last names. Can you click on the
Now I
share
can't.
screen
Now that-
button?
Now that you're
Yeah,
not sharing
so-
your screen, it
yeah.
will let me.
Here's the thing. When I'm sharing my screen, you guys can't share. So if I say, can you please share your screen? If you don't answer, I don't stop sharing my screen because it could be that you've stepped out to have some coffee. If I hear you go, yes, then I stop sharing. Does that make sense? Because if you immediately start sharing, mine is in the way. So I need to get an agreement that you're about to do it and then I'll stop sharing. Okay, cool. So let's go to a screenshot. I see a screenshot down there. Okay, click on, okay, select your screen. Okay, go click one time. No, don't do that.
Oh.
Oh no, that was fine. Now spacebar again down.
Did that.
Spacebar for it to go down. There you go. Now go to the word screenshot. To the, no, yeah, in the
Oh.
blue, yeah, single click. Good, now just write desktop sample or whatever. Okay?
I
Perfect.
didn't realize
So-
that you were supposed to click, do the space bar
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, so let's do it one more time. You have another screenshot up there of my face talking at you? I see it on the top.
I have to say, my screenshot is of you, but I can't see it because it's up at the top.
Oh, because you have your
My other
your
screenshots
Zoom.
underneath.
You can move your Zoom bars, but never mind.
Oh, how do I move that?
You have
let's
to go
see.
to the top of the word the top of the
There you
bar
go.
where it says Zoom, click and drag and move
Okay.
it. Okay, so here's another one.
Now,
Now
let's
select it. Okay, space bar up and down just to make sure it's me, which we could tell. Okay, so now go to the word
Space bar.
screenshot. Yeah.
Space bar.
And if you know
screenshot.
what it is, you don't need to do that. That's more to do it as if you didn't know what
Whoops.
was there, because many times you don't. Yeah, see, so see what happened, you guys? Suddenly her stuff moved. That's because she has her desktop set to reorganize itself by alphabetical order. So the S was way up there, and now that she's called it Diana, everything went and it moved up And now can you point with your mouse where it is? It went all the way there, see?
Over
That's
here.
because she has it set that automatically things alphabetized, which kind of makes sense if you want to find things, and it doesn't. If the reason you have things on your desktop is to find them easily, then this is a mess, because each time you add or take away something, it all messes up again. But if you know the name of the file, it's good. The thing is, once again, there's a ton of folders and files, and this is the kind of stuff that is not helpful to your computer to run. So if you have a computer that's running perfectly well and you don't care, do this, but this is not the way I recommend you do it. So I'll be teaching you something else. It's your choice to change or not. But the right way to do this is to have this exact set of folders in the documents folder, which I'll teach you how to do that. And then you only put on the desktop the links of the stuff that you want immediately. Like there's some things you work on all the time. Every day you check your recipes. Okay. Put a shortcut, a link on the desktop to your recipes, that kind of thing, right? Okay, we'll talk about that a bit more later, but that's perfect. Thank you for sharing your screen, Leslie. I'm going to stop your sharing. Before I let Julie or Lonnie ask their questions, since I've been dealing with your questions for a lot, which is fine, I'll keep doing that. But anyone else have any questions that I can help you with before I ask them and we move on to the next thing?
I have a question. I don't know if it's a part of the class today. I've been trying to put up my picture on my
Put your what?
my picture. I'm trying to put my picture on my profile on the Zoom classes and I quite don't know how to do that. I put it on the canvas, but then it's not showing in my picture in your class.
Okay. So one quick way is go to participants. Anyone who wants to put their picture in here, go to the participants button, right? So click on the participants button, and when you see that, then go to your name, and over your name, you'll hover over it, and it'll have a little more. And one of them is edit profile picture. So when you hit edit profile picture, it'll let you upload a picture.
Oh. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And the reason I answered is that maybe a lot of you guys have that question. You know how when someone stops their video, a photo appears in place? That's how you do it. Yes?
Diana, I had been told before that if you have a lot of stuff on your desktop, you could create a folder called everything and then put it all in there. Now, does that still slow down your computer? If you only have that?
Exactly. Yes, because all you have is an organized mess. You have 20 things inside of one folder. Functionally, are just as bad as 20 things with, spread out. So it looks much cleaner, which helps. Functionally, it's not the same. That whole folder then needs to go into your documents folder, which is taking it off the desktop. And then you have helped your computer. Then people are like, well, how do I see my things? And I hear that resistance a lot, and I will show you how to bring back an alias to the desktop, which is just a pointer, which as opposed to the actual folder with all its heavy files and photos and stuff. It's just a pointer that when you click, it operates seamlessly. It's as if you were opening that file, but it does not just live, its weight does not live on the desktop. So we're getting there. Okay, but it's a great question for people to hear why it's not just about making it look clean, which is what that would be, but it's also about taking all the heavy files off the computer. A lot of people tend to have things like photos and big things, and photos occupy a lot of space, and that's the kind of stuff you keep on your desktop. Then it's really stopped working well. More so as we go into better and stronger computers and better and stronger software, it matters a bit less than it used to. Many years ago, it was crucial. It becomes a little bit less important, but it still is important. Mary, I haven't heard you have a question before. So your question? I need to hear you speak. By the way, after this set of questions, we're going to take a break. So
as you know, I have a fairly new computer, and I suddenly have this new file on my desktop that's called relocated items. And I open it, and it explains what relocated items means. There's nothing in there. Do I keep
Mhm.
this on my
So-
desktop?
No, here's the thing. When you upgrade, it's a great question, thank you. When you first change to a new computer system, so you go from Catalina to Big Sur or from an old computer to a new computer, the new version, there's system files that needed to exist to run Yosemite or El Capitan that are not necessary now for Big Sur or for Catalina. You know, when you switch to one of these, there's items that are just not necessary anymore because this new system doesn't use them. Does that make sense, you guys? That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, there's applications that maybe don't work anymore. Like when I shifted from, I did a big shift at one point and all my Photoshop and stuff stopped working after, you know, when I moved, I think up to Catalina. I don't remember when, or no, it was a long time ago. So some applications stopped working as well because the new system doesn't work. I mean, you need to download the version that works. So they all go into a folder called, what was it again, the name?
Relocated items.
Relocated items, that's somewhere down in the bowels and the depths of your computer. And if you keep them there, it's like keeping banana peels in the house. They will not work on your computer anymore. So you need to double click and check it to see if there's anything important to you there. But it won't be functional files of yours. It'll be applications or system files that the computer does not need anymore. So once you know what's there, if you don't want it anymore, delete it and get rid of it. And there's no need to keep them on your computer. Okay, so if there's nothing there, then you can just get rid of the folder if you want, because you don't need it.
Great, thank
All
you.
right. All right, Yolanda, your question?
When you answered the question of Susan Stewart about, and you said, click on your name and you will see something in there. What I only saw two things, which is like, you know, on the more, I only saw rename. There was nothing about
Rename?
a picture. It only
Huh.
allowed me on the more. You see, when you answered her question, how to
Yeah.
put the picture, how you put your photo.
Yeah, under more. So I say, it says rename and it says edit profile picture. Yours doesn't say that?
I only had rename under the more.
Me too, because
So
I think it's an older version and I was gonna ask.
An
the same
older,
question.
it's an older version of Zoom then, yeah. So, and the email that I sent you, the welcome emails, I showed you how to click to update your Zoom, and there's instructions there how to update your Zoom. Other than that, I don't remember how you used to set it up before. In an older version of Zoom, I think you had to do it and the system settings and the computer setting, not in the systems, in the Zoom settings, but I don't remember right now.
It's okay. I
so-
can't get a better version of Zoom because my computer, for whatever reason, doesn't have the.
Yeah, so I don't know another way.
It's
I
okay.
think in the settings,
I'm
like if
just
you
responding
go,
to Yolanda because I figured it was because I
Yeah.
had
yeah,
an older
thanks.
computer. When I see it doesn't offer me something, I figure.
Okay, so it's
Yes.
fine. Lonnie,
Deanna, I did update when you sent that email, and for me, when it's, I clicked on my name under more, it just says rename. So, you know, I updated my Zoom.
I wonder if it's I might, it has to do with the kind of trying to see if there's some other way. I wonder if it has to do with, I'm looking up in view, with the capacity of your computer. I'm looking at Zoom preferences, services. Yeah, so, okay, you guys click on Zoom to make sure, if up by the apple on the right, it should say Zoom US, right? Zoom.us. If it doesn't, you need to click on one of the Zoom screens. Maybe you clicked on the Finder and it doesn't say that. So click on one of the screens in the middle of my face, wherever. And then at the top, where you see the apple on the top left, that should say Zoom US.
Yeah.
Click on the word Zoom US and go down to preferences.
Okay.
And you know what? I should be showing, you know what? I'm not sharing my screen instead of, oh, because it's Zoom, I don't know that this will share, but I'll share my screen anyway and see if this works. Okay, I don't know. So I'm going up. to Zoom and choosing preferences. Nope, because it's Zoom, it's not sharing. You're just seeing an empty screen. Zoom doesn't share itself, which is very frustrating for someone trying to teach computers. Okay, so when you clicked on preferences, it showed general, video, audio, share screen, chat. Do you see all that?
Yes.
Okay, go down to profile. Yolanda, are you following?
No,
I don't see profile.
I don't see profile on mine.
Me either.
General video, audio, share screen,
Don't have it
chat,
there.
background filters,
Got old
recording, profile.
No,
Nope.
Not
No.
listed.
I don't see mine. Of course, I'm eye impaired sometimes. No, there's no. Shall I click on view more settings? Diana?
Yeah, and I'm trying to see what you're setting. So what do you see when you see settings? What does it read to you? What do you see?
I have a check on ask me to confirm when I leave a meeting, and then another blue check add Zoom to Mac OS menu bar.
Okay, so stop for a minute. Julie, you who just upgraded to the new one, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see profile?
No, I don't have it. I have general video, audio, share screen, background filters, recording, statistics, keyboard. the
Okay, so
keyboard-
yeah, you jumped over profile.
That's the same
Okay,
thing.
you jumped over profile. The thing is
There
that I
is
have a
one.
professional, okay, I have a professional Zoom account. I should be checking on my other one that has the
We
non-professional.
can jump over. I
So
think
it
that
gives
there
me
are the
more
older
options.
versions, or Julie's version just doesn't have profile under that,
Yeah,
under their list. It just doesn't exist.
yeah, so I need to give you guys a break. I am on an older version in my other computer, and I still have the option of profile, even though that is not my professional account. So I just don't know where if it's meaning I have an older version of computer, but I've upgraded Zoom. So it's just a matter of upgrading your Zoom. I don't know. It's probably that you're setting your system doesn't have the graphics card or the capabilities or something. I don't know. Since this isn't a Zoom class, I want to make Zoom functional, but other than that, I don't need I don't need the picture for you to be in class. So at this
Right.
point, I'm done explaining Zoom. I want to keep teaching Mac. No, a quick answer is fine, but how come things are different for everyone? I don't want to go into that. So I'm going to give everyone a break, and we're going to come back and keep going with our Mac computer. Okay.
Great, thank you.
I am going to I'm answering Debbie. We're going to spend a lot of time cleaning up files. So that's a long answer. It's many days of classes. Okay. So we're working on that. Cool. All right. So everyone, what time is it?
3:04.
3:04. So we'll be back here at 3:20. Okay. Be back.
Thank you.
I just wrote in the chat, be back at 3:20 p.m. I'm going to stop my share. And I'll see you guys at 3:20 p.m. I'm going to mute everyone so that y'all can make all the noise you want down in the background. Cool. Hello. Everyone back?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Just
Thank
as
you
long
for
as I
your
hear one
patience.
person.
Thank
Oh,
you. for
you're
your
welcome.
patience. It's just,
Hello.
That's my alarm. Telling me break is over. Okay. Right. All right. So in answer to Lani, I can help you for a little bit because, you know, I have another class up until 9 p.m. that starts 45 minutes after, so I can spend maybe a few minutes trying to figure it out. But the Dropbox thing is, I'll be spending more time talking about backups and things like that on macOS level 2. And one of the things I talked about is Dropbox. But anyway, somehow you have it set up in a way. What I can do is teach you how to resend your screenshots to another place, but I won't deal with your whole Dropbox thing is what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'll get your screenshots to go to the desktop. That's what I'll do. All right.
Well, we did that. So
What?
we did that, but now when I try to take a screenshot.
No, we did that. No, we didn't do that. We did that for one file. I moved it from the Dropbox to the screenshot, but every time you type a screenshot, it still goes to the Dropbox. So I'm going to redirect your screenshots to go to your desktop is what I'm saying. But that is not something anyone else needs. So I'm just going to do it for you. Okay. So we have, here's the deal. One or two of you already emailed me a screenshot from today, which is fine, but I have a request. Do a few screenshots during the class when there's things to screenshot, and then all at once send me all 3 at the end of a class, and don't send me many emails with each screenshot because I'm going to go crazy. So collect them until the end of class and then send them for today's class. Okay. And make sure to label it screenshots from Intro to Mac or whatever, because I get screenshots for all my classes, and when you send no subject, then I have to open it to see. All right. Cool. So let me share my screen now. Well, actually, before I share my screen, I spent a lot of time the last few days teaching you how to open up and get rid of some kind of big files at the beginning of this whole deal, where you got to see quick way with under the system, under the About This Mac buttons, where you got to go into storage and all that, where you went and easily could mainly take out the riffraff. And I told you guys to take out the DMGs, the package files, which are files that are useless because they have been used up. And by the way, the new versions of software, whenever you install something, always ask you, should I move this thing to the trash, the banana peel, right? And you should always say yes. The installer, once you install something, you don't need the installer anymore. So you should say yes. If you ever install something, you'll know, remember this, because we're not installing things right now, so you won't know. But in the past, they all stayed there in your desktop or in your downloads folder. So that's part of what we got rid of. And then we went and chose, some of you guys shared your screens where you went and showed a couple of files where we discovered, whoa, these are huge videos. I think it was Al from 2016 that you don't need anymore. They're occupying all of his empty computer was filled with just that. Got rid of them, right? So any question about that? Anything that came up when you kept doing the work that you might have, or if everything is fine, any comments, any feedback? I've got some emails saying, oh, I got rid of a lot of stuff and stuff like that, but anything else like that that you want to share or ask? Nothing there.
Would you please repeat
Diana?
the three?
So was it Al who tried to speak? There was a
Yeah,
male voice.
Vicky.
Yeah, I was wondering, I got in there and then I did all this cleaning up and whatnot. And then I got out. I forget how I got in there in the first place.
Oh, okay. I can show you that really quickly again. Give me a second, Al.
Yeah.
Vicky?
Just repeat those three again. I'm writing notes and taking notes. You said DMG
Those-
packages and CSVs.
Oh, okay, that's good. Let me say something, you guys. By the way, this is the kind of, I mean, I'm trying to repeat these things right now. But when I'm not around, or if it's Saturday and you're trying to repeat and you don't know, remember that that's why you have the class recordings, right? So like write down, right, as an example, take your pencil right now and say, she's gonna say again how to do that. So take your pencil and write down, it's 3:27 p.m., right? And write down whatever note you have, so that if later you want to remember where I said that, you don't have to sit through the whole class. You can go back to, you know, whatever time in the recording to hear me say what I'm about to say again. Okay, so keep remembering that that's the best way to remind yourself of stuff when I'm not here. All right, so I'm not only going to say it, I'm going to show it really quickly. All right, so basically you go to the Mac icon on the left, you go to About This Mac. And over here in the About This Mac window, wait, let me just share only the About This Mac window so it's easier to see. There we go. In the About This Mac window, you have all these choices here, and we reviewed quite a few of them. The one that I went to called Storage is the one where we were able to find out what good or bad files we had by going to the word manage. So for those of you who have older systems, it might not say manage. I know for Al it did, but for example, for Bill it doesn't, but he's already bought his computer. It's gonna be delivered soon. He's gonna have a new baby. It's a 4 to 6 week gestation when he gets it. But so anyone who had old version, Vicky, what's your OS?
It's a new one.
It's a new one. Okay, then when
why can't I remember? Let me just look at it.
it's okay as long as
it's a new one. It's like second to whatever is out.
okay. So once you click the word manage, you get into this place. Okay. As long as it's a new one, it doesn't matter because you have the word manage. And then you got into this place. And over here, what we did is we started going down applications, documents, iCloud, message, photos, trash. We kind of went through those. I explained a little bit about them. We didn't do through all of them, but what I did say is if you find anywhere, so if you go to documents, when we were in documents, that's the best one, because it tells you large files or downloads or stuff like that. And under large files, many of you here found .dmgs. I'm going to write it in the chat. .dmgs or .pkgs, or it was one, it was under kind. It said install or installation file or something like that. So here under kind, right, under that, it would say the words install or installation or some version of that. Okay, so now I've cleaned mine out after our example, so I don't have any. I also asked you guys to go to the trash and get rid of anything you don't need. I also asked you to go to kind of showed you that in messages you have videos or photos. Like this is a video that was sent to me and it's 11 megabytes. And if I hit the space bar, okay, same that what we did before. And this is what I wanted to show you. Before we did to the screenshots and hit the space bar to see what it was. So I'm in this mode and I see a movie and I don't know what it is. So hit the space bar and it's like, oh, that's what it is. That's my little niece doing a little show and tell. She's a very far removed daughter of someone, second wife's niece. Yeah, fine, cute. I saw it. I like it. I don't need it to keep it. You know what I mean? If this was my daughter, well, of course I want to keep it, but I'm done. I enjoyed it. I replied, oh, how cute, but I'm done with it. So now I can select it and delete. Okay. Then I go to, I don't know, this one, I hit spacebar. Oh, that's my kids. Yeah, I'm keeping that one. Okay. So that's how you kind of see, right? Here's another one, spacebar. Oh, okay. So this is my actual niece doing her little show and tell, and I'm going to keep her. Okay. So I'm not deleting it. And that's a quick way to hit spacebar. Oh, that's the fire scar scene from my house. You know, et cetera, et cetera. That's how you do this. You go through, what's this movie? It's a big one. Oh, this is something my son's putting together for his senior graduation movie right now. So I'm keeping it, et cetera, et cetera. That's how I do stuff. I just go through things, hit spacebar, see a little bit of it, hit spacebar, don't want it, get rid of it. Want it, give it a name, right? If it's a screenshot, let me see if I need the screenshot. Oh, this is a screenshot of how to make air smashed potatoes. Great. By the way, when I'm sharing the screenshot, is it popping up for you guys, or is the pop-up not sharing?
Yeah,
I see it. Yeah.
It's sharing, because I'm
Sharing.
sharing just this window, and sometimes the pop-ups don't share. So do I need that again? No, I don't need that again. I got it. So delete. Okay. And so on and so forth. So that helps you clear up stuff, but you don't need to do it from here. It's just that in messages, this is kind of cool, because instead of having to scroll through all the messages that you got from people, the written, and then you find a photo, instead of having to do that in messages here, you just see the images and you go, do I really want it? Because images take up a lot of space, and people send you images all the time. And are they necessary? Yeah, my son hiking, I'll keep that one. How about this one? Oh, my son being a distinguished Don. Here he is. Oh, yeah, I'll keep that one. How about this one? Oh, okay, I don't need that one. Delete, right? And so forth. You just choose what you want to keep. Oh, I don't
Diana,
need that one.
excuse me, this is
Delete.
Vera. Can you rename it right
Yay.
there? Because whenever I click, my only option is to delete it.
Yeah, this is not the place where you handle them for renaming. This is what I'm saying. This is kind of
Just to clean up.
limited.
Mhm.
It's a bit limited. I'll show you where these land, but this is only for cleaning up and for quickly seeing them, but this is not the place to rename them. Okay, because this isn't really accessing your files. It's kind of like a viewer. It's really useful, but it's not 100% as useful as it will be when we look at them through the Finder, which I will show you in a minute. But it gathers all the different things that you have in your messages, which are hard to otherwise find. Okay. All right. So here it's a quick, do I want it or do I not want it? Photos here will give you, we're going to spend much more time talking about photos, but the only thing that I want to say is that right now I have about
one of the newcomers here. The way I understand it is I just talk and
I'm going to mute everyone because I know who's talking. So if you need to talk to me right now, I've muted everyone again because someone in the background was talking. So when you go here to photos, it will give you the chance to optimize your photo library. I think for most people, that's a good choice. And I will not spend much more time talking about the photos library. I have a whole class where I deal with the photos library. So if you want to know about that, I'm trying to get it to be set up for the fall session. Right now, it's not been scheduled. Usually I teach it in the summer, but it hasn't been scheduled, which is kind of weird. So I'm going to see if they can set it up for the fall session. Otherwise, it won't happen until the spring, but that's the one that people need the most, how to organize their photo library. So we'll see what we get there. Okay, so this is what we covered the other day. And this is how to get there. And this is how to, what to delete quickly. And then what I hadn't shown you the other day, combined with what I showed you today, when it's not a large file and it's just other stuff that you have, how do you see them? And so you see them by, hold it. Oh, that's a screenshot from today. And how about this one? Oh, that's a screenshot from today. So it's that tap, tap of your bar of your of your space bar that allows you to see it so that you know what you're doing. Okay, I'm done with this. I don't want to take this window any further. There's a few more things, but remember that anything that's under the gray bar, which tends to be, in my case, the bigger numbers, is parts of other users. Now, remember what I meant by other users? I have an account set up used by someone else, which is my main account where I actually do all my work. And this one has very little in it, right? Because in this one, I'm just got a few files for teaching, so it's very empty. But normally you should not see an other users unless you have 2 or 3 accounts, okay? All right. And then the system files, which they do not let you delete from here. If you delete anything with system files, your computer stops working. So they're grayed out, they're inaccessible. Okay. These systems and others are files that they deem do not get these people in there or the computer stops working. So that's why they're grayed out. All right. Lily and Julie have their hands up. Lily, what's up?
Yes. If I delete from here, from my Mac, are all this stuff is deleted from my iPad, from my phone?
Okay, you are actually asking a question that I want to start talking about right now. It's a great question. I'm going to start explaining that. So since there's no yes and no answer, I have a whole setup for that. So we will now be able to find out. All right. So yes, Julie.
You mentioned taking 3 screenshots and sending them to you. How do we do that? You, at the beginning of, after the break, you said something about doing 3 screenshots and sending them to you?
Yeah, during the course of the class,
right,
at some point, take some screenshots of something that we're all doing together, where we're going to start doing that right now. And at that point, do a screenshot. By the time you're done on your desktop, you will have 2 or 3 screenshots, and those you can send me an email and attach those files. And so I will show you how to do that when we're done with class. Before the end of class, I'll spend some time showing you how to email me those files. Now, the thing is that it gets a little bit into problems. And why? Because I don't know what email system everyone uses. And in fact, in Mac OS level 2, I believe 1 or 2, I can't remember at this point anymore. My brain is dizzy. I spent a lot of time on email and how to email and all that. So if you've never attached a photo to an email before, I can help you with whatever your systems are. But for the most part, yeah, you'll have to just hit a reply on the information on the file email that I sent you and attach these files. And if you don't know how to do that, then I will stay at the end helping people figure that out. Now, I will do it before the end because that is part of the class, not like Lani's, that is something extra. So the last, say, 10 minutes of the class, I'll dedicate to how to send me these things, okay? Which means that I do need to set myself an alarm or I will forget. So let me set myself an alarm for here we go, give me a second. See, that's how I do this. I get a little ping saying time to show for email. Email attachment. Okay.
I know how to do an attachment to an email. I just don't know how to do the
There you go.
screenshot as an attachment.
Oh, I spent the whole first part of this class teaching everyone how to do a screenshot. So I'm going to let you review the video for that.
Oh, no, no, I know how to do
You even did it. You even did it successfully, sharing your screen. You actually did a screenshot successfully.
Right. I know that.
So,
I know how to do those.
yeah.
but To attach it as
so
an
good.
email, I don't know.
Well, you just said you know how to write an email and attach photos, right?
I
Screenshots
know,
or photos?
I know how to attach a document, yes.
Okay, so it's the same, but a photo. It's exactly
Oh,
the same. But
okay.
we'll talk about this in the last 10 minutes of class.
Okay. thank
Anyone
you.
else? I think Lani, you're welcome. By the way, yes, attaching anything to emails is the same, no matter if it's a photo, a video, an email, a screenshot, anything. It's the same procedure. You attach and you go find a file because all these things are called documents. So this is part of what we're doing next, which is everything that you make on your computer is called a document. of some kind. One can be a movie, one can be a photo, one can be a written letter, one can be a tax report, what can be, whatever it is that you make is some kind of a document, we call them. And any document can be attached to an email and sent, no matter its type and kind. Lonnie? Don't have sound. No sound. Still no sound.
Mute.
Okay.
When I found something that I wanted to get rid of, I didn't get a delete. I didn't get a delete thing.
Do you have it there to share with me?
I did.
If
Just
it's something that happened in the past, I can't, but if you have it right there, then share with me.
yeah, no, I
Did
did.
anyone else run into that problem that they found something and couldn't delete it? Was it grayed out?
Nope. It's this. Oh, I have to share my screen to show you, don't I?
Of course.
Yep. Oh, now it's
But
not.
that's good. You're getting good at it. The second time you did it really quickly.
Yeah. Well, here's the, I don't know. I had my screen. I mean, I had the thing. I just don't know how to get a delete.
Please share with me. Share your screen. When you want to show me something without sharing the screen, it's a guessing game and it takes 10 minutes. So hit the share screen button, show me your thing, and I'll tell you why or what.
Well, when I hit share my screen, it changes from what I had up to show you.
Yeah, but it'll show you a big white screen, hit another share, and then it'll look, then I'll see what you're seeing.
Second share, okay.
Okay, good. So now in messages, yeah,
Yeah, I was trying to delete that, but I don't, a delete message
okay,
come up.
okay, so if this is the one that you want to delete,
Yeah,
okay, put your mouse again over the one that you said you wanted to delete. That one. So see, move it to the right a little bit and you see an X.
yeah.
Let's click the X. Hit the X.
Okay, sorry.
It says, do you remove it? And say, yep, remove.
Okay.
Okay.
I just-
So it's just showed a little bit differently. You probably have a different version of system folder. And so it's good to show that. So those of you for whom you didn't see the big delete button at the bottom, show that again. When you hover over something that you don't want, there's an option right there. That's the X, and that's how you close it out. For those of you who have whatever version she has of stuff of, there you opened it to see it, which is different. And you don't need to open it completely. That's double clicking it. You do know to hit the space bar to see it so that you know what it is. Hit the space bar now.
Oh, okay.
There we go. And that way you don't have to actually open, because now you have all these files opened up, right? And so you hit the space bar again to reduce it.
Okay.
Yeah, and if that's something that you don't want, then you hit the X, and if you want it, that you don't. But see, back in the background, I see 2 or 3 different files that you opened that you actually opened by double clicking, so you can close them all up. And then just what I was avoiding is you having to do that. So I was just saying, just hit the space bar to avoid double clicking and opening them up, so you don't have a lot of open stuff that you don't want. So yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And then you close that one. And then next, so now try again one more time, the space bar. Everyone get it custom. It works everywhere in the Mac. Hit the space bar. So hit space bar, watch it, just view it. There you go. And hit the space bar again, down. Okay, that's all you need to do. That doesn't open it. It's called the quick view mode. And it's really useful and awesome. And it allows you to view things without opening the full on program, Photoshop and preview and all the stuff that would open otherwise. Okay, movie viewers. This is just a quick back and forth. All right. Cool. I think Lily, is that a new question? No. So I'm going to clear everyone's hands. There we go. If I don't do it otherwise, if you remember when you're done, I'm done answering your question, just bring down your hand. Which when it's raised, if you go to the same spot, the choice turned into lower. And then if not, I'll just erase you all. Erase your hands. All right. Okay, so so the question that Lani asked is the direction that I want to go in next. And no, sorry, Lily asked is the direction I want to go in next. And what she asked, in case you don't remember, was so when you delete them from here, do they also delete from all your devices? Okay, that's a brilliant question because
Yeah.
you might not even be aware that things that are in one computer are in another device, in one device are in another device. Now, the thing is that I don't want to say this as a blanket answer because first we need to establish, do your things populate different devices and are they all the same or are they all different? So we're going to start understanding the whole iCloud. What is the iCloud? What is it good for? When are things in one computer? When are they things in the other? And when are they in the out cloud? Which is, we think we own a computer and a phone, or a laptop and an iPad, or a laptop, an iPhone, and an iPad. We think that's all there is for devices. Well, there's one more. That's not a device, but it's one more place, which is the iCloud. There's really 4 possible places where your things could go. You could also have a laptop and a desktop, and an iPad or 2, maybe have a big one and a mini, and maybe an iPhone. And on top of that, you have the iCloud. Suddenly there's 6 spaces your stuff could be spread around. And you're all like, it's really confusing, right? How do I make sure everything is everywhere? So we're gonna start exploring that conversation. Now, just so you know, as much as I did my best for the macOS level 1 people who are signed up to the macOS level 1 class, I emailed them and I said, please join us in the intro to Mac, right? Because this is where I want to talk about all of this. And then in Mac level 1, I want people to just know that. But invariably, there's going to be some people who thought intro to Mac level 1, because that's the name of the class, is the first class. And we will have to review this conversation that I'm having. That said, I'm going to send them to recordings of this class so that they can catch up on their own. But not everyone knows. People right now are looking at the classes and are going, oh, look, macOS level 1, I'll sign up for that. And then they did get my message of, please join us in the intro to the Mac class kind of thing. So there's always going to be a need to repeat some of this. So if this is a beginning conversation, and then we'll go in depth into it in the macOS level 2. All right. But here's the thing. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, so here's my screen share of this version. I have 2 computers here, and I have one to share with you where my stuff is on the iCloud, and one where my stuff is not on the iCloud. Okay, and that's why I have this whole point of I have the 2 things set up, because what we're going to find is that for you guys, it's going to be that way. Half of the time, half of you guys or more at this point will have your stuff on the cloud, and the other half will have it on their computer. And probably you won't know the difference, because it's a decision that the iCloud makes for you. When you just kind of go, okay, to a bunch of screens, you don't know what really it's asking, because it's asking stuff that makes no sense, and you just want to set up your computer. One of those questions is, do you want to keep your material, your files, your stuff on your computer, or do you want them to be on the cloud? And you're like, I don't know. And if you set it up yourself, you might look into it, or you might just say, okay. But if the store, for example, set it up for you, they won't probably bother to ask. They will probably actually just say yes to have the stuff go to the cloud. So that they will know that you won't know the answer to that, and they'll just do it for you. So if that's your situation, your stuff is probably on the cloud. All right, so let me explain now what the cloud is and what it's what I mean by your stuff being on the cloud. If you've been a computer user from times immemorial, you assume that if you can write a letter on your computer, it lives on your computer, right? I mean, that's kind of a logical assumption in this day and age for people who look just about the way most of us in this class looks. When you have the kind of people who look like my son's age and younger, they look at me like, why? No, What are you talking about? For them, it makes no sense that stuff should be on the computer. For them, it makes sense that the stuff is up in the cloud where they can access it anytime they want, anywhere, not only when they're at home. Right? It's like the younger generation has never assumed their stuff lives in one physical thing. They know that their stuff can be accessed from anywhere they are in the world. They can be in, Bangladesh, they can be in Brazil, they can be here in Santa Barbara. They went to LA, they want to access their file. They just open their file from LA and they don't know the difference. Why? Because for years now, the direction that the world of computers is taking is to store everything on the internet, in the cloud. Now, I'm going to start explaining these words, but there's the cloud and there's the iCloud. There's the internet. There's Google Drive. There's Dropbox. There's all these names and places that you might have heard about, and you're like, I don't know what those things are. Or if you do know what they are, maybe some of you have taken these classes before, it's still kind of confusing to you, right? So let me explain that there's, put yourself kind of in science fiction mode, put your brain into, I'm telling you some kind of fantasy story, only it's a fantasy story of, yes, the current situation, where people have computers in their homes connected to cable, right? So that we can connect to the internet, to watch a movie, to read the news, right? That makes sense to everyone. So when your computers are plugged in with cable to something, even it's plugged in with wireless, at some point, there's a cable somewhere coming to your house, from the street to your house, for you to plug into your computer wirelessly so you can walk around with your laptop, or your computer is actually plugged into the wall. I don't know. But whichever way, we are plugged in. And that moment that we're plugged in to that which is allowing us to do this Zoom conversation, that means that your computer is connected to every other computer on earth in a way or another, because all those connections are connected, and those are connections. Talk about the 6th degree of separation with nieces and nephews or people you live in town. In the world of computers, there is always a way, not on a personal level. I can't like walk through my cables all the way to, say, Herman's computer and go in and see his computer. Why? Because there's passwords and securities and all kinds of checkpoints along the way. But technically, I could, from my house, if I were a little electron or whatever these things are that run, I could go from my cable all the way up to my server, which happens to be Cox, gives me my internet, which I think if you're in Santa Barbara, 99% of us are on Cox. In Cox, that same server would have a cable heading down to Herman's house. I don't know if you use Cox, but I'm just giving an example, right? And thus, I could, if I were that electron and knew all the passwords, get into his computer, right? Now, from Cox, which serves just about everyone in Santa Barbara, so we're all connected through Cox, Cox is connected to other servers and other systems. And so if you really start looking at that, basically the entire world's computers are connected to each other once you follow enough little cables. Does that make sense? Everyone gets where I'm coming from? Okay. That connection is physical. I mean, there's cables lying under the ocean's planet connecting the continents. It's actually a physical connection. Some people are beginning to connect solely through satellites, but if you discount the fact that it goes through air, connection through satellites are just as connected. All of that connection, the cables and the satellites, all of that is how the internet runs. The internet runs by having everyone's computers connected in one way or another. That's what's called the cloud. If everyone wants to know what's the cloud, it's that huge connection of computers. We kind of call it the internet because what we're really accessing is the internet. From our browser, we open up and we see, oh, the weather from CNN. But that file of the weather from CNN probably sits in a computer somewhere in the middle of some desert and it's being served to you when you want to see it through all those connections. So it's not like it's a true ethereal situation. Some actual computer somewhere has a file that is saying, what's the weather today? We're just connecting to that information through the internet using all these connections that I just talked to you about, right? So that setup, that whole, all of our computers in the entire world connected to each other, that's the cloud. I know there's many more questions, but anything in particular that pops up right now that you want to know based on that explanation? No? You're all like, okay, I got it. I understand what the cloud is. Now write this down. That's the cloud, not the iCloud. I said the cloud. The cloud. Okay. I put it in the chat. The cloud. It's all the computers interconnected in the world. That's kind of what the cloud is. Okay. And this allows us to access the internet and for today's weather or today's news or whatever you want to go see, the movie that just came out, Netflix. All right. It's all somewhere in the cloud. All right. If we're clear about that, now we have a different conversation. What's the iCloud? Notice that I say iCloud versus cloud. This is confusing name-wise. These are two very different things. Yeah. So what's the iCloud? Well, each person, each person's computer if you have an Apple, which you're in this class because you have an Apple, then Apple allows you access, like you can buy a computer and have it live in its own little world. It's like saying, let me just backtrack. Remember in the past when you paid cash for everything, eons and eons and eons ago, maybe when you were little? And then slowly you were able to pay with, I guess you've always been able to pay with a check. That's kind of cash in a way. And then credit cards started, you know, and all of that. Things are changing tremendously. And there's still, to this day, like, and now there's one more step. Before it was just credit cards, and now there's one more step. You can pay on your computers or on your phone. You can pay with Venmo, PayPal. You can put your, you know, Square, you can put your signature on it. You just flap your credit card across a little machine and boom, it gets paid. So there's all these things happening, right? Some people to this day, I'm sure a person like that was in my class for the last time, maybe 5 years ago. But I'm sure that maybe one of you guys is more like this than others, but maybe less because you're the ones who are on Zoom. But there's people who didn't get on Zoom for classes and might be those who still pay cash for everything. Do not use any other system. They want to do a cash economy. They don't want to be connected to anything. They don't want anyone to find them or know them. They want to leave secluded from the actual world of anyone knowing anything of their own self. That's fine. I respect any choices. That said, if they were to buy a computer and they wanted to keep that life, they would have to keep it never accessing the internet. And it would just be a machine which they can write things and, you know, operate on its own like we did in the past with computers. All we did was write things, or we made little drawings. I mean, when computer first started, but they weren't connected to anything or anyone. The moment you plug in your computer to the internet to see the internet, boom, you're in the world. It's like the moment you give your credit card to Vons, boom, they know that you like raspberries and strawberries and that you don't like celery or whatever, because they can check what you buy, right? So people know a ton about you just because you've become connected by doing the most basic things in the world, like shopping with a credit card. If you paid with cash, they wouldn't be able to track what you like. They wouldn't know if you like strawberries or celery. You're no good for that person, for that seller, because they don't know what advertisements to send you, right? So they just kind of send you a generic advertisement, versus if they know you like strawberries, you'll get a little sale for strawberries for next week and in the mail or in your junk mail. It's that simple. It's that easy how they track your wants and needs. And it's been happening for times immemorial. Now with the internet, it's even more intense. Now, how do they do that? Is because we're all connected to the cloud, and they can see where you go on the internet. They can see what you click on, what you don't click on, what you buy, what you don't buy. If all of this conversation scares you and you're like, I want out, then yes, you can go back to being that equivalent of the cash economy person. Disconnect and don't do anything. Other than that, there's ways to protect your privacy and security, but nothing is perfect. Okay, nothing is perfect. So all of this that I am saying is for you to understand that the world of the internet, even though it seems like it's just connections between computers, there's more to it. There's companies that had to set those cables down, that had to create those connections, that had to make that server for us to be able to connect to each other, right? And so even though they don't own the information that flows through them, they are the ones who set up all that stuff. So they can say, well, to access my area of things that I set up, you need to create an account with me, right? And so the word account is the access, if you want, to the membership of Amazon. If you don't have an account, you can't buy on Amazon. If you don't have an account, you can't watch Netflix movies. They have a ton of movies up in the cloud, ready for you to click and watch, but first you need to pay by creating an account, right? So it's kind of like the membership fee to be able to go to the exclusive club. Now you have to pay an account, a fee to watch Netflix's movies. You have to pay a fee to shop at, actually it's for free. You have to create an account. When I say, I don't want to confuse pay a fee with create an account, because some places like Netflix charge you, and some places like Amazon don't charge you for that. You just need to set up an account. Without that, you can't shop. All right. So now you guys shopped a Mac. You purchased a Mac computer. So the iCloud is the Mac's little bit of the internet that you have to create an account to belong to. Okay. So the internet and the cloud is like everything and everyone. It's just a generic term for the world. But the iCloud is the brand name. It's like saying, I'm wearing jeans at the world of jeans versus I am wearing Levi's. That's one brand of jeans. Okay. I am wearing Wranglers. That's one brand of jeans. I am in the iCloud. That's one brand of cloud. It's the Apple cloud. Okay. So the iCloud is the Apple brand of the cloud. I'm going to say brand or portion of the cloud. Okay. Google Drive is the Google portion of the cloud. Dropbox is the Dropbox company's portion of the cloud. And I'm mentioning these three only because Dropbox was mentioned by Lonnie. Google Drive, Google portion is Pipeline. Pipeline is a Google account. So you all have a Google Drive. And the iCloud is the Apple portion, and you're all in this class because you own Mac. So you are all part of the iCloud. You might be part of other systems. You might have Microsoft, OneShare. You might have many other portions. I don't know, but I do know that you have the first two, iCloud and Google. Dropbox is something Lonnie has. Maybe you all have something else, but it was mentioned today. So it's a portion of the cloud. Now, what do these companies do? Apple, Google, and Dropbox are three different companies. They set up thousands of computer servers in humongous buildings out in the middle of nowhere. They usually use big desert areas where they have computers upon computers upon computers upon computers receiving the data that you send to them. Those screenshots that Lonnie put in the Dropbox, they're somewhere in some desert in the middle of California or Tehachapi or Nevada, or maybe all the way in Mexico, or who knows, maybe in Saudi Arabia's desert, sitting there waiting for her to retrieve them. The cloud doesn't just go up truly into some nether space. Your stuff gets transmitted through all kinds of cables and satellites, and they reside in some hard drive somewhere. Now, when you put stuff in Google Drive, I put all these files for you guys in Google Drives, your handouts, your cloud, your recording, all that stuff. I put it in Google Drive. That's where I put the stuff. I upload it from my computer. I put it on Google Drive. What I did by that is I put it through the cables of my house into, I gave it to Google, and they went, okay, and whenever they found a spot somewhere, they put that cloud recording of this class, so that you, whenever you're ready, click on a link, and your link goes through those cables and connections and presses play on that thing, and it plays on your computer. But that resides somewhere. That file resides somewhere. It's not nowhere. You're not playing it from my computer. You're playing it from the cloud, the one that Google owns, the one that Google calls Google Drive. Is my explanation beginning to you know, are you guys like droned out, completely like zoned from what I'm saying, or is it kind of making sense? Are there questions about how I'm approaching this by now?
Yep, we got it.
Working? It's kind of working. Okay. So here's the thing. The iCloud is the most confusing of the names because it says iCloud. And so when people go the cloud or iCloud, they sound so similar, right? Because there's just a little I in front of the same word, but they are completely different things. The cloud is the universe of being connected. The iCloud is only the portion that Apple owns. Okay. Now, why does Apple have an iCloud and what's its use? And do you want to be part of it or not? This is the crucial portion. Apple has decided that if you own an Apple device, you probably don't want to lose all the information that's on it. If it falls in the ocean, it cracks, it gets stolen, it stops working. So what Apple has done is, as soon as you own a device being a phone, an iPad, a laptop, a desktop, a smartwatch, an iPod, you can still get those. I think I've run the gamut of all devices. I might have forgotten a device or two, but that's everything that you can own that's Apple, right? Any information that's stored in that phone, that computer. I don't have iPads or laptops. I only have iPhone, and I have a laptop and a desktop. Those are my 3 devices. If I'm walking around with my phone and I'm whale watching and I drop my phone into the bottom of the ocean, and I have, oh my God, so many photos, and I have so many, oh my God, everyone's contact information. And I have notes that someone told me the best way to make the cake. I went to someone's house and they gave me a recipe for their lemon pie, and who knows what else I have on my phone, a ton of stuff, movies I've downloaded, right? I have stuff in my phone that I don't want to lose. Well, guess what? It just went overboard. The whale probably is feeding it to its young son, and the little baby might die, but that's a whole nother conversation. Don't pollute the ocean. The whole point is, because my phone is connected to the cloud, to the iCloud, and if my phone is connected to the iCloud, I can relax, say boohoo to however many hundreds of dollars I paid for, trundle back to the Apple store, buy another phone, connect to the iCloud again, and all the information comes back into your new phone. Why? Your other phone is dead, it's underwater. It's not coming from your phone that's underwater. It's coming from the iCloud, because everything that you had in your phone has been stored in the iCloud. That space that's not a device that you own but that actually has all the information that your phone had in it. It's backing up your phone, so to say, to the cloud. So you open up your new phone and your phone says, what's your Apple ID? It asks you. Okay, so here's the conversation. Here I'm going to write Apple ID or iCloud account. So you can get asked either one of these two words is the same thing. It used to be called only Apple ID. Some people started getting confused about the fact that it was having two names. So it's Apple ID and iCloud, and they couldn't understand why they're two different things. So basically the Apple ID is the key to your iCloud account. It's like to walk into the exclusive club that has a certain membership, you need to flash a certain card, right? Well, your Apple ID is your access to your iCloud account. What does your iCloud account have? Anything that you've told it to have that's on your phone or on your computer or on your iPad. And now we're going to begin to learn, well, what do you want to have on the iCloud? Now, this is very important. It's on the iCloud, but no one can see it. It's not like Apple can see it just because it's there. The only person who can see it is you because you have a password on it. So they store it, they hold it, but they're not looking at your stuff. Does that make sense? Now, can they be hacked? Maybe. Even the Pentagon has gotten hacked. So I'm assuming Apple can be hacked, although probably it's one of the hardest places to be hacked. But Apple and Google, they have so many protections. Can someone someday go in there and hack and look at your photos of your niece? Probably. But for the most part, just because all your stuff is going up to the cloud, it doesn't mean that your stuff is in any dangerous place any more than your house is in a dangerous place because it exists and someone can break in a window and walk into your house. Does that make sense? It's not a public place, that iCloud. It's everyone's stuff is up there. All Mac users have whatever's on their phones and iPads and computers up there in the iCloud, but only you, when you put in your password, can access it. Imagine it's a bank vault with lots of little boxes, and you go to the bank and there's jewels of every type and kind in there, but only you with your key can open the right box as your stuff, right? And I've only seen this in like bank heists in movies, but you know what I mean. There's little boxes everywhere, and you can, there's your stuff and there's the other person's stuff. And all right, so is everyone clear on what an iCloud account is? Please ask me questions. Now, what goes in it? Why? How come? Where do we put in it? We're going to keep talking about that. But what is the iCloud account? Does anyone venture a guess to explain it? What did you understand from what I said? Want to write something in the chat? Want to open up and speak? It's a challenge.
Yes, I'll speak. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The iCloud account is where your personal information is locked by your password, and it's the most secure, perhaps, receptacle for storage, and you can access all of your devices. It stores all of your devices' info on it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If I could give you a couple of stars. Hey, you know what? Hold on, wait, I can. I have some emoticons. It's just that from here, when I'm hosting, it's a bit different. So here we go. Yay. Oh, it's not showing up. Why is it not showing up? I was trying to react to what you said and it's not showing up because you stopped talking. It's showing up on me because I'm talking. Okay, that little woohoo that I have on me is for Donna's answer. All right, because I'm sharing my screen, so it's not letting me react to her. But okay, so here's the deal. That was perfect. Basically, all your information goes to the cloud. Now, can you control what information? How much of it? Yes. How do you access that information? That's what I'm going to show you next. Now, those of you who have an iPhone, last time I told you to bring them to the computer. Make sure you have them at the beginning of every class. So go ahead and bring it. Again, we're not going to use it constantly, but have it nearby. Now on the computer, because I've been talking with my screen sharing all this time, which I hate, and someone should have told me, you're just talking. Remember to stop your screen share. I would really appreciate, because I'm just looking at you guys and I don't know the difference, but when I talk, I'd rather you see my face talk than to see the empty screen, but I forgot about that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to the Apple and go down to System Preferences, and this will open up, or go down to your dock and the gears over there open up your System Preferences. It's the exact same thing. Okay. And now I'm going to share just that window so it becomes bigger. And I'm showing my System Preferences. Can everyone go and view their System Preferences, please? Okay. So on your computer, this is the window that you see if you're in Catalina. Very similar to one that you see in Big Sur. If you are in an older version, if you are in anything older than Catalina, then you do not see this portion here. You actually will see a little cloud icon, looking like a little cloud, down here in this area, or down here next to the internet accounts. So remind me again, who has an older version of Mojave? I think Bill. Who else was on older versions? Lani, were you on an older version?
Carol, I have an older version.
Lani, you have an older version? Who else has an older than Catalina? Who has Mojave or Yosemite or a Capitan? Okay, Carol, Bill, who else? Julie, you have a yes on yours. Is that an older version? Or is it just a yes? No, yours is not an older version. Okay, so then you can turn down your yes, or click on your yes again for it to go away. All right, so it's only 2 of you. I thought there were 3 of you who had an older version of software, but okay. So Carol then and Bill, down here, do you see the little cloud icon? If so, that's where yours is. But for the rest of us, Apple Catalina, sorry, Mac Catalina and or Big Sur, you see your name here, and it says Apple ID, iCloud, Media, and App Store, right? It says those words there. And then to the right, you see Apple ID or family sharing. Has everyone seen that? You all found it?
No.
Now, for the older version of software, Carol and Bill, you have to click on that cloud icon first to see some of this. Okay, so for when I asked, does everyone see? And I heard quite a few no's. So go to your system preferences, and maybe you're in some other place of your system preferences. Maybe you're in the dock or the mouse or something like that. When you go to open system preferences, then go here to this little button that has, let me put my spotlight on again. Go over here to this little button with lots of little dots, and then you'll get to this main one. And now over here, you should see this top thing. Who said that they can't see it now? Julie, yeah.
What I have on mine just says Apple ID, Media, and App Store. And then there's on the upper right says Apple ID, and there's a number 1 next to the Apple that's in gray. And then there's a line that says start using iCloud.
Okay, so it's probably Big Sur is a little bit different. So can you share so that I can show the Big Sur people how it looks? It's a bit different. It's not much different, but go ahead and share yours so I can show, so we can show everyone else what the Big Sur one looks like. Mine is the Catalina one. Okay, so
yeah,
that's the version.
Mine's Catalina also.
Really?
I have It's got my husband's name on it, but I assume he's got the same.
No, you're not Catalina. Look at the background. You're in Yosemite. Go to your Apple and let's say Mac info, click on, when I'm seeing the picture, it looks like the Yosemite picture. Click on the Apple and say about this Mac. Oh, you're on Mac, you asked Catalina, you must have changed your background. You are showing, see in the background of your desktop, you're seeing the mountains of Yosemite.
Yeah,
So that's what shows up when you have Yosemite software. But it's possible that you like the photo and you changed it to see that background or something. I don't know. But
yeah. When
not-
they,
so
when I
that's
we
why-
bought the computer, that's what they had and I liked it, so.
that's fine, which is fine. But it's also for me, it confused me visually because it's showing me each version came out, with a photo of itself. Big Sur though has like a more of a modern version of Waves, is it or something? I don't know. You guys have someone here has shown me what Big Sur has. Okay, so you're in Catalina. I don't know why it's different than mine. Does anyone else have what Julie is showing? No one else has what Julie is showing?
You know what? Mine used to be that, and then when I updated it, it became Catalina.
Okay,
Just
so
see.
I'm seeing that little one that you have next to your Apple ID is probably saying that there's something to update. But that said, it's very similar, okay? You have Apple ID, Media App Store, basically kind of like me. And then on the right side, you have Apple ID on the right side. The only thing that you don't have is family sharing. And maybe it's just because you don't have family sharing set up, which I do. And that's possibly why it's not showing. I have family sharing set up, and so I have a family sharing icon. If you haven't shared with your family, then that's why it's not there. Remember, computers show you things based on necessity. And so if you don't need it because you don't have it turned on, then you don't probably have that icon, okay? All right. So can you go up to the Apple again for a second? I want to see if it shows you that you have an update on your software. Click on that. Go to the App Store, do down, 5 updates. So yeah, click on that. This is what we did the first day, remember? And go ahead and it says, go ahead and say, yeah, sign in. I'm not going to make you update right now, but at least I want to be able to see. So put in a password. By the way, this is a good example. See over here where it says sign in with your Apple ID. Now the Apple ID, wait, okay. Oh, password is incorrect. So now you have to do it. Don't click password incorrect. Don't sign in yet. That password is incorrect anyway. But I'm showing this for anyone. See under Apple ID, it has an email address. It can be any email address. It doesn't need to be an Apple address. It's whatever email address that you told the person who set your computer up to start with. And what's your email? They'll ask you, and you'll say that. That's what they set up as your Apple ID. So for this computer, it's set up with, I guess, your husband's Apple ID.
Right.
Now put in the password. I don't know what password it is in there. Just put it in. And don't ever share your password with anyone. I doubt it's 3 letters, but go ahead and sign in. Maybe. Usually passwords are supposed to be long when with upper and lower cases and stuff like that. If you don't remember it, never mind, say cancel and you can look it up later. But basically this one says that you have updates. No, these are all like in small updates. It's not a system update because I was wondering if you had a system update coming up, but you don't. So I don't know why your Catalina is showing up different than mine. Go ahead and go up to the Apple and just close this window. Yeah. All right. So guys, I'm going to stop your share because you have everything I need, which is the whole Apple ID, or you can sign in. Oh, it's telling me it's time to tell you about the email attachments. Okay. It's 4:25. All right. So guys, I'm going to share mine again. Did anyone else see it the way Julie saw it, by the way? No? Okay. So Apple ID, let's click on that. And for those of you who have a little cloud icon here, click on that. All right. You should all be showing a version of this. And I am going to ask you someone who has, I'm going to ask someone who has, how do you call it? Who has a Big Sur to share their screen, so I can do a screenshot of this in Big Sur so that I can provide later to students, and because I don't have Big Sur yet, but it's very similar. I've seen it.
Sir.
Okay,
Vera.
so hold on, not yet, because you can't share at the same time. So give me a minute to explain it here, and then Vera, I'll ask you to share your screen. So here, with some differences, if you are on the older versions, Bill and Carol, you just see this part, like this top part, okay? This window has less information in the past versions, but you have all of this, which is all that matters to me right now. As soon as you get into the newer versions, Mojave, Catalina, you begin to have this information down here that wasn't there before. But look right under your name over here, there's an email there. That email, whatever it might be, that's your Apple ID. Okay. So if you don't remember your Apple ID, now you know it. That's your Apple ID. Write it down. Now, for some of you, it's your current email, and you're like, yes, lady, I know. What is my current email? For some of you, it's an email that you used 10 years ago when you set it up, and you don't use that email anymore. Guess what? It's still your Apple ID. Because this isn't accessing your email. This is your Apple ID. For some of you, it's like the share we just saw. It was a Cox.net email. It has nothing to do with Apple, but it's the email that he gave the store when they said, what's your email? And they wrote it as his Apple ID. Okay. So does everyone find, do you all know your Apple ID now? Julie, you're saying no. I just showed you your Apple ID. It was something at Cox.net.
Yeah, but I can't get to the screen that you're on right now. I don't even know what I did wrong.
Click on the thing underneath that said sign into the iCloud. You had that one little line that said sign into the iCloud under yours.
But how did I get there? I mean, I must have.
Clicking on it.
What's that?
So you had the system preference window. You showed it to me and we said how it was a bit different.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't, all I see is your screen now. I don't see mine.
Each time that happens, each time I share, you need to hit your escape and move your stuff sideways. That's gonna, every time I share, you have to do that. Scooch over so you see your stuff. Move your Zoom boxes around so that you can see your stuff underneath. Okay? Did that work?
Yes, I'm sorry, my phone rang and I had to grab it and put it in the drawer. I'm sorry. Yes, I can see my screen and yours, so.
Okay, so now, if you go click on your Apple ID, you should be getting to this spot.
System preferences?
Yes. Apple ID.
Oh, yes, okay.
Okay. All right, guys. So when we are here,
Deanna,
what?
I don't have anything up above on the system preferences page, these where it says Apple ID or.
So you have I said, because you have an older version, Lonnie, right?
Yeah, I have High Sierra.
So I've told you, go down here and look for a little icon that looks like a cloud. So Carol, Bill, and Lonnie, who have older versions, have to look for a little icon that looks like a cloud. It's somewhere down here on the left side.
Okay.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay, once you click on it, you'll be in somewhat similar version of this. You don't have this extra stuff we have in the bottom, but you have this top part. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So now what this is showing us, for those of you who have my version, you see that the cloud is selected here. Okay. And so here it's showing me what I have of this computer on the cloud. So in this computer, it's checked mark that I have photos, mail, contacts, calendars, reminders, anything that's checked marked, which right now is everything. Okay. everything that I have here is an app that I have in my computer. So I have a calendar in my computer. I have Safari. I have notes. I have all these things. These are all Mac apps that come with your computer. And any information that's in any of them is also in the cloud. Okay, so if I have photos in my Photos app, they're also in the cloud. If I have mail in my Mail app, it's also in the cloud. If I have contact, it's also in the cloud. Appointment to the doctor, it's also in the cloud, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? If I have keychain, which is passwords remembered in my computer, they're also in the cloud. So anything that's here, if my computer dies today, crack, can't use it anymore. It fell, earthquake. It just decided to not open up this morning because something happened to it and it burned up. I can go buy another computer or get this one fixed. And then they'll say, when I open up a new computer, they'll say, what's your Apple ID? And so all you need to remember is your Apple ID and your password. So it's pretty crucial, because if you remember it, you put in your Apple ID and your password, and then all this stuff starts pouring back into your new computer, filling up your computer. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
Because it's all sitting up there in the cloud. It's a system that allows you to not lose everything when your computer dies. Now, if you decide to turn one of these off, I don't recommend it, but say I turn this one off, I can say I don't want my appointments to be in the cloud. Okay. So when my computer dies and everything come back in, I have an empty calendar. And you know, those appointments I set 6 months from now for the dentist and first, you know, all those reminders I had of someone's birthday and whatnot, they're gone. Those are gone and lost forever because computer died and they were only in one place. Computers die and they were only in one place because I turned this off. So I will start with an empty calendar. I won't be able to remember when I met someone in the past or when I'm going to meet someone next week. So I'd rather keep it on.
Diana?
Okay. Yes, Yolanda.
Well, you mentioned the calendar. If I turn that off, will that mean that my iPhone will not show, my appointments will not show in my iPhone? Like if I'm not out, if I am outside my house,
Okay, so
because my
Yolanda,
iPhone and my laptop are pushed with each other. So if I turn it off, will that mean that I know my appointments when I'm out of the house?
okay, so it's a great question, and I haven't gotten to that portion of the explanation yet. Right now, I'm just talking about this computer and the cloud. I have not mentioned the other devices, right? So hold on, because your question is very, very much the right direction to head into. But a lot of people haven't heard about the cloud yet, and so this is very new to them. So I'm kind of explaining it really from the beginning. You have a computer in front of you. You can see whatever's going up here isn't going to your phone, isn't going to anything. It's just going to the cloud. Okay.
Just more while we are in here, you had yours check on home. Mine initially was not checked, so I check it. But what does it mean?
I don't know what you mean by I had checked home.
The icon of the house, the icon home.
Oh,
See?
this one, yeah. It's checked. A home I don't use. It's just there. It's some of you guys have products that you can handle, that your computer, that you have devices in your home that you can connect through Wi-Fi on your phone from some other place and turn your lights on and off and stuff like that. That's what home is. I don't have that set up myself yet, but that's what that is. So right now it's saying anything, if you do have that kind of information, it would be saved. Okay, so many of you guys don't use your calendars yet or your contacts yet. And so you're like, I don't care if I lose them, but that doesn't mean I'm going to teach you how to use them. So hopefully you'll still keep it on. All right. So that's just all this means. Now I have one more thing to show you, and pick up your phones now. And I'm going to connect my phone so that I can show you this exact same choice on your phone, because you guys have to do a little bit of homework between today and Thursday. Okay. So I'm going to stop this share. And I am going to instead share with you my phone. Okay, so what you should be seeing now is my phone screen, okay? This is what you're seeing now. Does that make sense? All right, so go on my phone screen, right at the top, somewhere in the middle right of my phone screen, I have the settings. If you know where your settings are, go to your settings. If you don't know where your settings are, I'll show you, I'll tell you how to get to them. But the settings, see how it's exactly the same icon as the system preferences icon? It's those little gray gear boxes. Yeah. So the settings is identical. Now, if you don't have an iPhone, because you have Android or something like this, that
Me.
conversation right now is a moot point.
Okay.
If you have an iPad, then you can go find the settings. But for now, people who do not have an iPhone, this does not apply to you. All right. So if everyone found their settings icon, I'm going to go ahead and click on mine to open it up. Okay, open up your settings. Is everyone there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have to do this. A lot of you guys are watching me not doing this. It'll be really hard to understand later. So please open up your phone and click on settings. I'm not going to make you change a single thing. I am showing you stuff. It's up to you to change them after I describe and explain. So I'm not going to make you do anything. I will describe things and it's up to you to make changes or not. But over here at the very top, you see exactly the same thing as we saw before. You see Diana Musaki, Apple ID, Cloud Phrases. See how that says that? Go ahead and click on right here next to your name. Okay, click on that name.
My name's not there.
On your phone, you don't have your name?
Nope. Oh, there it is. Sorry.
That's okay. All right, did everyone move into this screen? This one I got by clicking on my name from settings. All right, now notice that if I scroll down a teensy bit, you see right there, you see the word iCloud, the little iCloud icon.
Yes.
Okay, click on your iCloud icon. Now, I'm going to ask you to look at these words: photos, mail, contacts, calendar, reminders, notes, messages, Safari News, home, health, Siri. Aren't they the same words that I just showed you on the Mac iCloud?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at your phone and look at your screen and you'll see that it says iCloud, photos, mail, contacts, calendars, reminders, Safari Notes. I'm reading from my computer. And when I look at my phone, the only difference is phone's a little bit higher up. But other than that, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, at the very top on the computer, it has the iCloud Drive as the first choice above photos. But here on the phone, you have to scroll down. And it's down here that you see iCloud Drive. It's a bit lower, okay? But other than that, the only other difference is that you have this thing called iCloud Backup. But other than that, everything else is pretty much the same. Is that so, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing I need to explain to you guys. And I'm running late because I wanted to show you how to email me the attachments. So I'm gonna have to wait, and if you don't know how to attach emails, I'll have to show you next week because I really need to finish this because class is over in 1 minute. So here's the deal. This is the same place, same explanation I told you about your computer. If it crashes and it dies, if the things are being sent to the cloud, it has a check mark. On the phone, it looks like a green button. So if your phone dies or crashes or has some misfortune happen to it, then anything that has a little green bubble on the right of it is going to be waiting for you in the cloud so that when you buy a new phone, they ask you, what's your Apple ID? You type your Apple ID and boom, it all comes back in and you have your phone. You don't have to start from zero. All the same information is on your phone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, you could have some of these turned off. And that's your choice. I'm not today, I'm not telling you what's good or what's bad to have on. The only thing I am saying is don't change anything today. Between today and Thursday, do not turn any of these things on and off. Some are easy and simple, and all you do is turn them on and off, nothing happens. Others are pretty dangerous. So don't click on any of these to turn them off on the computer nor on the phone, okay? Please don't. Promise me, hold your hands tight against your body until Thursday and do not press on anything. Thank you. Thank you. That was it like Boy Scouts, or what's the promise? The Boy Scout promise or whatever. Or pinky swear, or whatever you do. Do not touch any of these until Thursday. I will then explain to you what to do. But the one thing I want you to understand is that if your phones say calendars, this was the question that Yolanda had, is your phone's calendar is turned on, which mine is over here. And if on my computer, the little check mark on my calendar is turned on, which it is, then the information for these two calendars is up in the cloud and it's connected. So this is the last thing. So say that I meet Lily on the streets and she goes, oh, let's meet for something. Here's my phone number. Let's meet tomorrow at 12. You know, remember when we could go out for a coffee? Let's meet tomorrow at 12 for coffee. Here's my phone number. I open my phone up. I open my contacts. I type her number. Instantly, if I'm in anywhere that has Wi-Fi, if someone at home were to open my computer and open the contacts, they'd find Lily's information in there, because me putting it on my phone, it goes to the cloud, and from the cloud, it gets pushed also to my computer. So if we're meeting, if what we're talking at is at school where there's Wi-Fi, my information immediately goes to the cloud, and from the cloud, it goes down to my house. And so it's sharing the same information. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So Yolanda said, if I turn off this checkbox on one of them, does that mean they don't talk anymore? Yes. If you turn off the calendar, it's not green anymore. If you put it black, you'll still be able to write things in the calendar, but they will only be on your phone, not on your computer. So when you go to your computer, it won't be there. And so now you begin to have two calendars, one at home and one in the phone. And it's not useful when you're on the road and someone says, hey, can I meet you tomorrow at 12? You look at your phone and you go, you know what? I can't tell you because I need to go check my calendar at home because this one is not the same calendar. And that's kind of silly, isn't it? The whole point is that one calendar is all you have. And if you are on the phone at home with the doctors and they say, can you come Wednesday, March, whatever at 12, you say, sure. And you make the appointment on your computer's calendar. You walk out of your house with your phone and you go, God, when did I have to go? And you look at your phone and there it is, March 14th, because it's one organism that goes back and forth because of this cloud connection. All right. So that's more than enough for your brains to kind of go pop. That whole icon conversation is the most important that we're going to have to understand how connected your devices are. Those of you who have an iPad, if you open up your iPad settings and you have the same Apple ID on that iPad, then that's also connecting. Now, some of you guys have your Apple ID of your husband on your iPad, or the Apple ID of your child or something like that, in which case they're not talking. So the devices have to have the same Apple ID for the information to talk, to go from one to the next. And that's crucial. So for people who have two phones, husband and wife at home and one computer, that's when you need to use your computer and two user accounts. And then the stuff from one of them shows up in Mike's computer and the other one in Jane's computer. But if you have your Apple ID in your computer one time, then only one person's phone information will go into the computer. The other one will live on their own little island of their phone. Okay. So digest this information, go to the handouts. In the handouts folder that I've shown you how to get there many times by now. If you don't know how to get there, please ask me again. Then and I'm not going to keep sending you the links to each video. You need to get to those places, and if you really try after watching the videos, try between today and tomorrow. So your homework is tomorrow. Here's your homework.
Diana, one last question.
Please,
Does the-
hold on, I'm talking. Hold on, Vera, one second that I'm talking. There's a homework I want you all to do because class has been over for 5 minutes, so I'm sorry. View the video to access the class handouts and recordings. So if you don't know how to get to the class handouts and recordings, that's your homework. I sent you a link 2 days ago because I had sent it to another class and they told me. So I said, 2 days ago, I sent you a link and I said, oh, here's a class recording. The day after this class was over, I sent you a link to how to access the class recordings because I won't keep sending you the recordings like I did this week. Okay. So you need to be able to access them. So your homework between today and Thursday is to figure out how to do that on your own. And I have a recording and I have a handout that I've attached that you need to view. And I will send it to you again if you want after this class. But I want you not all to be able to say, I want to go see what she said. I want to go see what she did. But most importantly, in the handouts, I have 3 handouts about the iCloud that you can read. Okay. So I want you to be able to access the handout so that you can read some more about the iCloud. As we continue talking about the iCloud, it's important that you can access the class handouts. Okay. So I'm going to send you the video and ask you to access the class handouts. In which then you can go open the ones called iCloud and begin to learn about the iCloud. All right. Yes. Just a second, Vera. Okay. So class is officially over. Everyone who has to leave can leave. I'm going to answer Vera's question and as much as possible, Lonnie's question. And then I'll tell you how to send me screenshots next week. If you know how to do it, go ahead and send me these. But screenshot this iCloud of yours and send it. That's all I need today, that one screenshot. And if you open your email and attach it, find it, it's on your desktop. Go find it on your desktop and attach it. Other than that, if you don't know how to do that, I'll explain it to you on Thursday. So everyone else, you're welcome to go or to stay and listen to my answers. You're welcome to hang out. But officially class is over. Okay, Vera, what's your question? You're welcome.
I see that my iCloud is out of 200 gigabytes, I've used up 173.62. Is that a total of all my devices?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not your devices. It's not your devices. It's space in the cloud that you've purchased. So you purchase by paying, is it $3.99 a month or something like that?
I haven't paid yet. I'd like to not have to pay. So,
well, we're going to talk about that over the whole rest of the time. Because if you don't want to pay, then you have to take your photos off the cloud. And we'll talk about that. But that's definitely not an answer I can give you right now.
All right.
Okay. It's how much space you pay for. You're welcome. Okay, Lonnie, let's see how to get you to stop having your screenshots go to your Dropbox. Okay, so I need to do a quick, I don't remember off the top of my head, so what's your software, High Sierra?
Yeah.
Hi, Sierra. Earlier, you have to use a terminal and app fronting commands. It prompts you. Ugh, it's not as simple as I thought. I don't know who. It's probably you set up some kind of backup. Do you have a backup system with Dropbox backing up your computer or something weird like that?
No, I mean, just, you know, the only thing I knew about it was that when I was with family, we would share photos to each other through Dropbox, and then
yeah.
And then
that's fine.
All of a sudden, it shows up on my computer, and it's giving me all these problems, and I don't know.
Yeah, Dropbox can be great or not, depending on the settings you choose for it. But right now, because you have High Sierra, changing it is a little bit harder.
I mean, I would just get rid of it, but it's got a lot of pictures.
Yeah, no, for Mojave later, it's very easy. For her, High Sierra. Let's do this. Share your screen with me and I'll see if we need to go into the terminal to change the scripts, which is not
Yeah,
easily done.
Oh, I did
Go
share.
ahead and share your. You're sharing you're sharing your screen. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So now, okay, I'm gonna ask you to give me control. I need to do this. If I can't do it very quickly, then I need a break before I teach all afternoon. So can you give me control?
Yeah.
I just requested.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. I'm gonna open your terminal here, which I don't know why you have so handy. You shouldn't have it handy, but there it is. Okay. Hold on.
You have to go to,
I'm trying to
you have to go to-
paste it, but it's not accepting my paste, unfortunately. Hold on. It's not letting me paste in. Ugh. Okay, so I'll tell you what to type in. You have to type it in exactly as I say so. Type in the word defaults.
Okay.
Type in defaults.
Oh, you want me to do
You're
that
not
now?
typing it.
Oh, sorry. I didn't-
Yes,
Right,
defaults.
at the end of.
Type in defaults. Yes, just start typing right where, just single click. You're doing a right click.
Right there?
Just start typing.
Okay.
Just start typing. Yeah, it'll go in the right place. Defaults with an S.
Oh, okay.
Defaults. Space. Right. The word right for to write with W.
I go, do I type?
Space, right. Yes. Write the word right. I'm dictating. No space like it's a word. Default is one word. Add a space. Now write the word right with W, like to write something. Not right. No, not right. Right to like write something. Right with W. WRITE.
Yeah.
Space.
Space.
Space. Com.
Two
Dot. No, one space.
All right.
Com. COM. Dot. Apple. Dot. Screen capture as one word. Screen capture as one word. Space. Location. Space. Okay. Hit return. Our dictionary defaults have not been changed. Okay. Drag the folder you want to save into the terminal command box. You will see the file path will now be inserted as another command. So, yeah, it shouldn't it shouldn't be saying what it said, so it didn't work. So now I have to do some more research. I don't know. That's not going to work. I wasn't expecting to have to change terminal, and it can really mess up your computer with a terminal if something's wrong. So I give up. Yeah, don't use this. This is what the computer is telling me to do for High Sierra or older, but
Okay,
yeah,
so
don't just close it and just close this window and forget about it, and your stuff will go. So you know how to access your Dropbox though, because you can just go grab your screenshots from your Dropbox. Go and open your, close that. I need a break and my class is about to start. So go to your Finder, which is the Apple, the little icon on the folder with a smile. Yeah, you should see Dropbox right there.
yeah.
Okay, click on Dropbox and you have a folder there called screenshots. There it is, and that's as hard to go. Do you see the folder called screenshots in there?
So
Or
that's
fifth down, yeah. Double click on that. And that's where you'll find all of today's screenshots. See that where it says today, you have like 10 or 15 of them. Okay, so that's it. You'll just get them from there and that's all. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, I'll see you on Thursday. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for class.
You're welcome. Have fun.
Bye-bye.